Here at Service FM Stadium, the State League 2 Grand Final with promotion incentive for both teams. I'm joined in the commentary studio with David Grant. We've got Ben Dale on the sidelines. How are you both going?
Ben, you can go first.
Very good, David. Yes, no, great occasion today. Beautiful conditions for football, isn't it? Fantastic.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. The pitch looks superb, doesn't it, as the teams come out onto the park?
Obviously a big game ahead of both of these teams. Promotion on the line. The only one of the day and of the weekend that has that incentive. And both these teams as well are going to have a big test ahead of them if they want to reach the second division. For one of them, they've never done that. For the other, it's been a long hiatus since that occasion. And they've got both teams filled with players with promotion journeys in the past. But this one's going to mean everything for both of them, David.
Yeah, there's a lot at stake. Obviously, a bit of history here between the clubs. Cove formed in 1983. Their inaugural season was a Sassel Division 7 competition when they entered under the name Hallett Cove, played their home games at Shido Park Primary School on the corner of Adams and Yagarilla Roads. And their first game way back in 1983 was a Sassel Cup match against Social Security, which they won 6-0. And Modbury Vista, they came into the competition in 1975. They were a senior side formed from Para Vista Juniors, which was a 1969 club. And they came into the Sassel competition in Division 6. And by 1979, they'd climbed all the way up to Division 2.
Of course, both these teams as well. I mean, only in the senior FSA competition, Modbury Vista in 2017 and the Cove FC in 2009. So they've only been here for a limited amount of years, but Cove have had some success in the past. And over the last few years, Modbury Vista themselves have been in the final series and had a lot of cup runs as well.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with Cove. I played against them many times back in my Sassel days when in the early 2000s, late 1990s, and they've always been a quality side.
Please be upstanding for the playing of the Australian national anthem.
You can hear the crowd here. It's forming in front of us at Service FM Stadium. Both teams, I'm sure, have a lot of home support as well coming to this game. It's been 6 years since Cove FC have played in the second tier of the local competition, and for Modbury Vista, they never have. So this is a massive game ahead of them, David.
Absolutely, all on the line, isn't it? And, you know, a promotion playoff as well. Essentially, the winner takes all, moves up to State League 1, and for the loser, it's another year down in State League 2. And Modbury Vista, obviously, haven't been up out of that. Big moment for them, really, isn't it? Well, big moment for both, but for Vista to get out of State League 2 for the first time would be a new height.
Well, as the lineups go on board, I might cross down there to Ben Dale. I think I saw him have a handshake there with the man Ryan Veach for Cove FC.
Yes, Ryan Veach, you know, a man of big games over the years. He's played so many before and played at the highest level in this state, and he'll be well and truly up for it, leading the way along with Matt Canny as well, the captain of Cove. But Vista will definitely be up for the challenge. Some quality amongst that squad as well.
Yeah, we'll cross down to Ben Dale throughout the game, and if there's any substitutions or anything that happens on the touchline as well, he's down there for all that action. But as you did say, Ryan Veach inducted into the Hall of Fame last night with 300 plus games. And as you see there, standing in front of the referees is Matt Canny, 392 games, top 20 appearance maker in the local competition, David.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys must be tired after all that. I mean, that's 609 games between the two of them. It's a lot, isn't it? But yeah, testament to the passage of time that they've managed to continue and are still playing now. And you know, this is still a very high level to be playing at after all those having all those games under your belt.
Josh Coyne there on camera as well. He celebrated his 100th game not long ago, about 3 games ago. It might have been the first game of finals for them as they defeated Northern Demons 4-1 in the first week of the final series. But he's out to get another promotion been part of Modbury Jets in the past. In 2014, when he achieved promotion to the NPL with them by the playoffs with Modbury Jets. A couple of other players as well we'll talk about throughout the day have achieved promotion with other clubs, but what's ahead of them today is a promotion with a team that they've been with for a couple of years.
Just a shout out for players. I did do a little bit of history reading, and there's a Jay Slager for Modbury Vista. He was the league's best and fairest in that inaugural year for them in 1975. He was also the league's top scorer in 1975. And Jay Willett was the second top scorer for the Modbury Vista that year with 13 goals. And on history, the history of Cove's side, I Fielding was the league's best and fairest in their first year in 1983, and P. Nicholson was the league top scorer. If those guys are still around, I'm hoping they're here today.
We're talking about top goal scorers and best and fairest winners as well. Both top scorers of this team, both of these teams have had fantastic seasons. Cooper Wegner, 25 goals in all competitions this season, as an out-and-out winger as well. And Oliver Grant as well, 17 goals in all competitions this year. He's had his second best career season to date. Minutes away from kick-off now. Ben Trotter's on top of the ball from Modbury Vista. And we're underway, David.
We are indeed. Ooh, it's exciting, isn't it?
Bit of sun as well. The pitch looks fantastic as well after the NPL Grand Final last night. Also between Campbelltown and Metro Stars. And there's actually representatives from previous seasons at Campbelltown and Metro Stars on both teams. We've got Ryan Veach, of course, was on the second choice keeper for Metro Stars last year, while Joseph Kokoj was part of Campbelltown in 2018 in the NPL. So not too far away from any of the games here in the local league, and there's always storylines throughout. As those lineups came out as well, we did see there was obviously a change in the Cove team as well, with Michael Good not in the squad today, and he's got quite a lot of promotion experience in the past from the stats that I read. And obviously Michael Gaze comes in to start, and Oscar Williams, who is one of the major outs for Cove in the last couple of weeks in the final series, has been quite an influential player as well, scoring 8 goals this season, playing 21 games, so he's back in the squad at least, on the bench, while Michael Gaze fills in the place of Good at right fullback.
Yeah, he does, and that's the one change. Gaze coming in for Michael Good, and Modbury Vista look to me like they're unchanged from last week, with just Benjamin Wood coming into the squad, and he's on the bench, but an unchanged squad otherwise, and certainly an unchanged starting 11 for Modbury Vista.
That's correct. Ben Head is on the bench after recovering from an injury throughout this week, and Oscar Williams as well, a hamstring injury that pulled him out of the last couple of games. He's recovered enough to make the bench as well for Cove FC. We're talking about top scorers as well. You've got to mention that reigning State League 2 Player of the Year, Josh Coyne there, the number 10 for Modbury Vista. He's had quite a good season this year, actually pipped his season from last year with goals.
Okay.
Throwing on the far side. The park referee says play on. It's a throwing now on the far side for Harry Aplin. Harry Aplin's another player. He missed out on a big games tally this year, but he's very close. 244 games in his senior career. Of course, achieved promotion in the past as well. With Seaford in 2017, he actually scored the extra time winner in that game, David. Harry Aplin, the fullback there for Cove FC. Now it's Oikawa on the ball. Referee plays advantage. Oikawa now continues, finds Charlie Ince. He's fouled off the ball again. Charlie Ince now on the right side of the box, cuts it across. Good defensive interception though. Now it's Gaze. Gaze drives into the box, looks for a clapback. Still staying in. I might go out for a corner finally now, and that's the first incursion into the half there for Cove FC, David.
Yeah, I think the target there was Connor Higgins in the middle, the number 8 for Cove, but it didn't quite get to him, and it's gone out. Corner kick, which Callum Elms looks like he'll now make his way over to take.
Callum Elms as well is another player with promotion experience as well. Played for Cumberland in 2019. He scored from the halfway line in the grand final in that occasion against Modbury Jets in 2019.
Even Pele couldn't do that.
Here's Elms now, the left-footed delivery. Near post, Oscar.
Ollie Grant there at the front post, flick-on header, didn't quite beat the keeper. And Vista breathe a sigh of relief.
He's a big imposing figure, and you can see Matt Canny's still up there. Looks like maybe they're going for a long set piece at the moment. We already talked about his experience, 392 games at the level at the moment. Played in across the leagues, NPL, State League 1 and State League 2 now finally. Grant looks to nod that on for Ince, keeps it alive, but only into the path of Jack Ward. Ball's now in the hands of Oliver Birkin. In his third grand final in a row, David, he played in 2022 and 2023 with Para Hills, losing on both occasions, and that 2022 one was actually a promotion final as well, where they eventually lost out to West Adelaide as they were promoted to the NPLSA. Here's Higgins now on the ball. Not a lot to go forward, but he finds the feet of Grant, looking to spin his defender now. Grant does that, cuts it back for Higgins. Good sliding challenge there from Linzemeyer. Now to Ben Trotter. The top scorer for Modbury Vista this season. Achieved life membership last year, 15 years at the club in Modbury Vista. Been there since a junior, and as our stats suggested before, they were even in the senior competition. So he's a late challenge there from Coyne on Oitkawa. The first big one of the day. Might escape a booking if he's lucky here. But he's definitely come over the top of the ball. We might see that on replay.
Referee Joe Jordan Tripodi today, assistant referee Ellie Seaton, assistant 2 Mark Madros, and the fourth official Dion Turner today. You knew that already though, didn't you? But I thought Joe Jordan Tripodi might have had his cards out there, but no, he's decided to let that one go.
Had quite a few State League 2 games as well as Joe Jordan Tripodi. Seen him quite a few times this season. He's been a fantastic referee, and he does like to keep the cards in the pocket, which is what you want to see in a grand final. Yeah,
it'd be horrible to see a card come out too early, wouldn't it? It can change the complexion of the game, certainly for an individual player and sometimes the team. So nice to see that one just go, I think.
Higgins keeps it alive for Elms now. He's on the right side, whips it in with his left. He's got a few players back post there to try and flick it on. Looks like Canny is playing very attacking in this half, maybe from the set pieces, but he likes to stay up there, it looks like, David.
Yeah, it looks that way, doesn't it? Although he's dropped back now, hasn't he?
Here's Trotter. Wants to win the flick on, but it only falls to Higgins. To Ince. Back to Applin. Intercepted by Ward, and he does really throwing on the far side. Of course, I think Cove, all things were considered, are probably the major favourites for this game, David. They've had such a good run in the last couple of weeks. 13-game unbeaten run they come into this game with 1 draw and 12 wins in that. So for Cove FC, they've had quite a good run in the last part of this season.
That's right. Their last loss was way back in round 10 when they went down in a short loss to Seaford 2-1.
Here's Ince now, keeps us alive on the far side, takes past one, drives into the box looking for a square, and then finds the feet of Essex, who takes it out over for a corner.
Interesting wee stat for you, because I know you like your stats, young man. Cove scored 56 league goals this year, but Vista, who finished in 4th, so 2 points, 2 spots below, scored 57, so they actually got 1 more league goal this year. Their trouble was conceding goals rather than winning. The corner comes in, but it's taken by Vista's keeper, Kieran Griffiths.
He was also part of that 2014 promotion team with Modbury Jets back in 2014, as you said. Also with Josh Coyne, and looks like there's an inadvertent step on the head there of Gaze. He might be in a bit of pain here, David. Going back to that stat though with Kieran Griffiths, obviously played in 2014 with Modbury Jets, played in the State League 1 with Para Hills, Salisbury, West Adelaide, and he also played in the grand final with Para Hills 2016, which he lost. But other than that,
and you're here to remind him of it.
Well, he also got promoted, so he's got one either way, and he's looking to obviously overturn that figure in one way today. Trotter with a big kick into the air. Now Higgins again, he's getting on the ball early here, David. Looks to put an excellent ball in behind for Elms, just gets a toe to it, does Ward, and Griffiths clears over the far side. But it seems like Connor Higgins getting on the ball nice and early here. He was a mid-season recruit from South Adelaide who he spent the last 2 seasons with in the NPL, and he came back to the club, which he played in 2022 for Cove FC when they had that finals run, which they eventually lost in the second week. But Connor Higgins, he's getting on the ball here early, David.
He is. He's had plenty of it, hasn't he? But I mean, Cove for me in the first 9 minutes here that we've played have been the better of the 2 sides, certainly in an attacking sense.
Canny wins that flick on, looking for Grant. He might get a touch here. Canny goes for the strike! Matthew Canny! The stalwart of this league! scores an absolute rip snorter into the top left corner, David.
Football, I love you again. What a cracker. The keeper didn't move. Griffiths was stuck to the spot. He couldn't move, but what a strike. And, you know, I think that's probably a just reflection of the first sort of 10 minutes of play that we've had, that Cove are 1-0 up.
Well, just earlier this week on his interview, he was telling us about scoring an elimination final goal for South Adelaide and scoring in the final series as well. But Matthew Canny, he's left the big one for the big occasion, David.
Oh, that was a beauty.
Cross down there to Ben Dow. Have you ever seen a centre-back score like that?
Well, I have seen Canny score a number of important goals, as you mentioned, his time at Panthers and his relationship with Steve Kitchen. Of course, they had some great success at Panthers over the years and getting promoted. And that's another thing, stats-wise. I don't know if you've got it available, but Steve Kitchen have to be a promotion specialist as a coach. He's done it numerous times before with Noarlunga, Panthers, and now on the cusp of doing it with the Cove.
Thank you for that, Ben Dow. I don't have those stats for the coaches at the moment, but for Matthew Canny as well, we're talking about he was promoted with South Adelaide 2011, 2013, played for the State League of White City, Western Strikers, Cobras and Blue Eagles, but talk about leaving it to the big dance. He's really put a show on for us.
Big game player.
Yeah, fantastic. What an opening. And so we're going to have a game in our hands now, because Vista are going to have to, well, they have to come back, don't they?
Now it's to Cooper Wegner. He's going to try and respond with a volley near to the punch. Veach almost gets a big clattering by Trotter. It's going to be a foul, I think, but he might have got a boot to the head there, David.
Yeah, look, for me the boot looked like it was up there. Yeah, John's for the chat here. I think he's not sure what he'll do. It's
well, I think one thing you can say, I mean, he had every right to go for that ball. His studs are in the air. He's going to get a booking for that, a yellow card for Ben Trotter, but Ryan Veach didn't hold on to that, David, so it spilled out to him, and he had every right to go and try and tap it in.
Yep, I agree with that, yeah. I agree with that. He had every right to go for the ball, and, you know, Veach was brave at the feet there, and he's
going to get the free kick, Ryan Veach. He's going to be happy with that after a little inadvertent deflection after that cross came low. Maybe skipped off the ground a bit, didn't expect it to come that quick, but he's happy now with a ball ahead of him and a 1-0 lead ahead of him as well. 14 clean sheets this season for Ryan Veach as well. He's been enormous in between the sticks for the Cove FC. Played his 300th game, as we did mention, in the first cup game of this season.
Yeah, he's really come into his own, hasn't he, this year, after spending most of last year as a reserve goalie for MetroStar. So good to see him playing some first-team football and, you know, and certainly cementing a spot in this Cove side.
Well, looking at his stats as well, sometimes obviously you look for the players who've scored a couple of goals in their senior career, but he's actually scored one goal as well, David. It was
Tell me about it, Alessio.
A memorable goal in a 4-4 draw between South Adelaide and Croatia Raiders in the NPL, and they were 4-0 down in that game, South Adelaide. He scored the last-minute equaliser, so I'm sure that's one to remember, but a grand final was more memorable than that. Here's Oitkawa now on the ball, facing up against Blackett. Looks to think the back post to Charlie Ince, but it's a good claim there from Kieran Griffiths.
So an early goal's perfect, isn't it? That's what we want in a final like this, where everything to play for. Winner goes up to the next tier, to State League 1, and the loser stays on in State League 2. It's and an early goal's a perfect tonic for this game, and be interesting to see how Vista react and come back from this.
Well, it's definitely the tale of two sides. I mean, if you look at both players in both teams, the Cove side have definitely got a lot of experience as well in terms of players who played a lot of games, but the Vista side, they've given a lot of chances to some young players, like Alexi Essex you see on the ball there, Wegner, who played a bit at Modbury Jets, but he's come here and he's had an immense season. And that's just the difference, I think, between the both teams. Cove FC, they've had players who played over 200, 300 even games, some close to 400, as you mentioned, but the Vista team, they've been together for about 2 years, most of these players. So they've got the relationships that you would akin to a team that's been together for even longer than that.
And just on that, 5 of the starting Modbury Vista players made their first team debuts back in 2021 when I was the first team coach there as young 18-year-olds. So Lockie Kusabs, Tyson, Alex Cole, Benny Trotter, Alexi Essex, a number of Jack Ward out there as well. So they've been together for a while, as you said, and that cohesion they've got, hopefully that can get them together a little bit, because they're struggling at the moment.
I don't believe you're that old, Ben.
No, you know that, David. we'll leave that one alone.
I'll give you one stat to challenge you on there. Alexi Essex, he actually made his senior debut for White City in 2020 in a promotion final between Sturt Lions, and that was his senior debut to come on in the grand final promotion.
Yep.
He lost that one that day, but
and that was the only game he played too before that.
Yeah, since he's come from Modbury Vista, 89 games now, 26 goals as well. So he's been a big part of this Modbury Vista side of the last couple of years, and he brings that X factor from the wing. So they've got two wingers like that, Wegner, they got him, and they got Trotter up top. So I don't think they're going to be devoid of any chances today, David and Ben.
Yep. No, I agree with you. Well put, Alessio. You're the man. You've got it all.
You've got it all at your fingertips. Yep. We love it.
Falls to defeat with Elms now. Applin throws on the overlap. We did mention he scored a grand final goal in 2017 for Seaford. I think that ball's got a bit too much on it for Oliver Grant. He's playing a left back today, Harry Applin. He's been known to play more of a winger or even right fullback role in other games, but obviously bringing in Michael Gaze to this right fullback role, that's shifted him out to the left, and you can see though he still gets those overlaps as you would expect from a player who used to play on the wing mostly.
Yep.
Alessio, do you have any stats available about goals conceded for the Cove? Because I know that Steve Kitchen and Matt Canny pride themselves on not conceding, so I'd love to know how many goals they've conceded in this run they've had where they haven't lost a game.
So I have, in the whole season, including finals, 20 goals they've conceded in all competitions.
Wow, so what's that, just over a goal a game? Wow.
Here's two stabs, though. He gets a big sliding challenge from Scott Harrison. He's going to pick up a booking as well. His third booking of the season, David. It's something, again, you don't see too many booking. You obviously see a bit more bookings from a six than you'd expect, but Scott Harrison, he's been almost a one-club player. He's played here for such a long time. 190 games just for Cove FC, Scott Harrison. So today's his 191st, but 282 career games as well as Scott Harrison. He's gone into the book, though. Yeah,
did have a couple of years at the Adelaide Hills Hawks, along with, so Scott Harrison was there, Ollie Grant was there, Callum Elms was there, Jared Daly was there as well. He's not in this team today, but all four of them were at the Hawks for a season or two. But yeah, here he is back in this Cove side as Modbury Vista prepare to take this kick.
Here's Essex who stands over this set piece. Puts it into a dangerous area, back post. Coyne was there. Still lingers into the air, and Oikawa now can clear. The danger's not away as Ward picks this up now.
Coyne's decision making was interesting there. He headed it back into the penalty box. Look, I think his target was his goalkeeper, but a little bit risky maybe. Cove look like they have set up with a 4-1-3-2 with Scott Harrison playing in that sixth position, what I would call a holding midfield role, and then three in midfield, two up front.
Go back to your comment as well, Ben Dale, about clean sheets and goals conceded. Before last week, where they won 3-1 against Adelaide Uni, they were on a 5-game clean sheet run in a row, so they definitely don't concede that many goals. And Ryan Veach was saying how annoying it was to concede that one last week.
Yeah.
Here's Trotter with a flick on. Finney's there, and now Harrison with Trotter again. Ward's ball is a bit too much, but there's something, of course, they must be working on, having such a strong defence with that many figures in it who are that accomplished in their careers that they just know each other like the back of their hand.
Yeah, and the players are critical to that, but again, I know I'm banged on about Kitch before, Steve Kitchen, the Cove coach. He's proven that time and time again, and having a really strong, solid defence, not conceding goals, which sounds negative, but it's a good base foundation to start with, and then going forward in the likes of Matt Canny popping up and scoring goals. You don't concede, you don't lose.
I've got those results here, Alessio. Cove, they won 4-0 against.
Might be a break here for Oikawa as that ball bounces. He goes for the strike just past the far post, and he...
Striker or pass? What do you think?
I think it was a strike, but I think he just was so surprised he was going to get that chance after the ball skid off the deck that maybe he was caught in two minds. But go back to your stat, David.
Oh yeah, just Cove's last wins prior to conceding last week. 1-0 against Adelaide Uni, 4-0 against Adelaide Uni the week before. Then they were 5-0 over Seaford. 2-0 over the Hills Hawks, a 3-0 over Gawler, a 4-0 over Port Adelaide. They just weren't conceding at all, were they, over those last few weeks prior to last week.
And ball there in the middle of the park by Cole. Another interesting one, looking at all the previous meetings as well, because only seeing that Vista came into the league in 2017, you can get all the way back to the first time these two played each other in 2019. There's only been 2 Vista wins in the last 8 games they played against each other. 12 games, sorry. only 2 wins, and Cove have won all of them, besides 4 draws, and of course those 2 losses. Ball comes into the box again! Looks like it's Oliver Grant who's got the goal.
Yeah. And he's doing some kind of cradle celebration for that one, so that's put Cove 2-0 up.
Another set piece, another header, and this time it's Oliver Grant with a big goal in the grand final for Cove.
I felt Vista had settled a little bit after that first goal. After they conceded that first goal, I felt they'd settled and they were getting themselves back into it, but that's a real setback for them to go down by 2 goals.
18 for the season now, Oliver Grant. I still say this is his second best career season, but if he's finishing it like this, it might be his best.
Yeah.
And you guys mentioned before about Matt Canny pushing forward a bit, and that height factor is massive because the back 4 for Vista aren't very tall. So if they can pump balls in the box like that, they've got a very, very good chance of getting a result from it.
Grant scoring that in the back of a hat-trick last week, of course. That's 4 goals in his last 2 games.
Even though this fixture at the moment is poised with a 2-goal deficit, you can never write off Modbury Vista.
No way.
If you look at the second half of the season, the amount of times they were behind in games, I mean, I can even recall myself, Mount Barker being 2-0 up against them. They came back 1-4-2 in the second half. So you can never write off this Modbury Vista team. The players they got on the bench to come on as well, I'm sure you guys will both agree that they just got talent immensely throughout the squad.
Well, I think what is essentially a cup final, you can't write anybody off, especially with just 20 minutes gone. 2-0's one of those leads that they say, you know, you're not safe, because if you're the side that's 2-0 down and you score, then you're right back in it and you have that momentum to maybe get an equaliser. So no, this game's a long way from over, but certainly Cove getting a second goal goes a long way to giving them a real advantage heading into the 21st minute.
Of course, as we did mention, Oliver Grant getting that goal means it's his 93rd career goal in 223 games now. He's got quite a good return for a striker as well. He's played 92 games just for Cove and 68 goals for them, but 93rd, he's made it 69 goals now, and that's a return rate from a striker that anybody would be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that's nearly 1 goal every 2 games. That's not bad, is it?
I think it's even better than that. I mean, 69 goals in 93 games.
All right.
It's almost Haaland numbers.
Yeah.
Wegner now looks to be unleashed on the left side. Michael Gaze is right up close to him, and he's put the pressure on. In a tough situation now is Wegner. Cole now. Late challenge from Ince. Not sure which way this is going. There's a couple of late challenges in there. I think it might go the way of Vista.
You mentioned before that the stats of these 2 teams playing each other since 2009, but they have been around since, well, in Vista's case, the mid-70s, and Cove's case, the early 80s. So they would have probably met prior to 2009 or 2016 in amateur league competition, I would say. Cup somewhere.
Essex now with a ball in the box off the back of Cole. Kept in a dangerous area. Now Ince comes away with it. Looking for Grant. Holds up well. Gets a tackle from Ward. Referee is going to bring it back for that foul as well. Obviously, as you did mention, Oliver Grant had played in State League 1 for different teams. He's played for Fulham last year, Adelaide Hills Hawks, White City, Western Strikers and Noarlunga. And as we did say, his second best career season. He actually scored 22 and 26 for Cove back in 2015. And he was only the 4th top scorer in the league after scoring that many goals. 22, and you're only the 4th top scorer in the league. I find that surprising.
A travelling man, eh? A journeyman.
Canny now up against the other captain of Josh Coyne. And Gaze comes away with it. Oitkawa spins in behind. That's an excellent body feint there. Looking for Elms on the far side, who's swapped with Ince at the moment. Wait, offside call, but it's called. Oitkawa was another one, David. I haven't seen too much of him this season. He came almost the first third of the season after that went past. He came into the side, and he's almost not left his role since coming in.
Right. Well, you'd have a bit of experience playing against some of these guys, so I'll take your word for it.
That is correct. I mean, I did play against them a couple of times this season, both teams. I played against Cove 3 times this season and lost on all occasions. So
once in the cup, twice in the league?
That's correct.
I think I attended your cup game. And they scored at the start of the year. 3-0, was it?
Yep. They scored 3 goals against us every time we played them. So nothing void of goals. And I'm sure if you see a third here today, it's nothing they're not used to. That ball in behind from Higgins might find its way to Oitkawa. He's going to battle out there with Blackett.
Interesting to see Blackett playing as a central defender because he's traditionally been more of a left fullback sort of left wing type of player. He's done not too bad back there.
Looks like he started there in the last few games, but I was talking to some of their players, and when I was trying to work out which formations and where people play in this team, I had him at left fullback originally, and I thought that Kusabs would be in left centre back, but it looks like they've changed in the last couple of weeks and from the last couple of games I've seen of them as well, but it looks like it works for them, and they've had some good form coming into this as well. Of course, one of the major things I looked at as well, as we see this might play out with Ince on the far side, keeps it alive. Looks for Higgins. Ince is asking the question on the floor there about how that wasn't a foul. Referee said nothing doing. Now they go forward to Trotter. Yeah, one thing I did see interesting this season, 14 wins this season from Modbury Vista, but only 4 of them come against top 6 opposition, and obviously 2 of those wins came in the final series. So during the year, they only beat a top 6 team 2 occasions. So maybe that's something interesting about this Modbury Vista team, that they got their wins where they expected them, but maybe against some of the tougher opposition, they just haven't been able to get across that line. On the far side.
They've struggled to get Essex into the game as well, haven't they? I mean, that's a credit to Cove's pressure, but you've got to get those boys a little bit more involved if you want to get something out of it.
Looks like it's going to be a long throw, and it looks like Elms has got the ball in his grasps. And this is the set piece again. Canny's up there as well, so is Grant. Be surprised if Canny does get the flick on with a bit of push in the back there from Trotter, but all in good nature, and they still come away with it. That's an interesting statement you made there, Ben. I mean, from what I looked at as well, I thought Essex and Wegner actually played on opposite wings as they're starting this game with. So maybe that's something. I mean, as a right footy, you don't mind playing on either wing, but maybe on the left, you get to cut in more and show a bit more your dribbling flair than on the right, where you have to mainly cross it in first time. But you might see a bit of that change in this first opening period as Applin goes through 1 and 2, almost gets the cross in, but finally crowded out. But
I agree with you on that. I mean, Applin does seem to have Essex sort of in his back pocket at the moment, so maybe a swap to the other side might not be a bad idea if you can get some joy over this side.
And as well, he might not be as good attackingly at the moment, Essex, but maybe partially due to how attacking Harry Applin's been on the fullback side for him. I mean, he's got to track back almost every time.
It's also a little bit about ball supply, isn't it?
Ball falls into the box. Ince tried to get a touch.
So Essex has been quieter as he nearly got the ball there, but as much as Cove have kept him quiet, Modbury Vista have just struggled to feed him.
Oitkawa gets another foot on the ball, goes for the crossfire post, and a good save from Griffiths, keeps that in his grasp, and looks to play early here as well. They like to play out the back, West there, it looks like.
They've found the space now, haven't they, Modbury Vista, as they come through the midfield.
I thought one of the most damning things about this fixture as well is I don't think many of these State League 2 teams have played on a ground as big as this, David. I mean, mostly in that league is a lot of artificial pitch. A few of them are grass pitches as well, but one this big, I doubt there would be one.
It's another interesting thing, Alessio, because the pitch at Modbury Vista, they've got 3 pitches essentially, so the 2 that go across, but then they've got one big yellow pitch. It's got the yellow markings, if you've seen it before. Yep. That's actually as big as Marsh Stadium, from what I've been told. So they were going to play that way on the yellow pitch, but they haven't done that. So might have been a good idea in the lead up to this.
Yeah, maybe you have to get some chats from the Modbury Vista coaching staff if maybe they train that way during the season, or maybe at least during the final series. But looks like there might be a bit of an injury concern here for Harry Applin at left fullback. Is there a substitute that's going to be happening here, Ben? Have you got anything down there for us?
Definitely someone warming up. I'll find out a little bit more about it.
Looks like a player just came past, took his tracksuit off, so he might be getting an early introduction here, David.
Looks
Ben.
like Saif Jassim.
Harry Applin does look likely to be coming off, but that change looked like it was already happening before he...
Applin's gone off on the far side.
Yeah.
So it is Saif Jassim to enter the fray. Former teammate of mine at Sturt Lions in the reserves. But he's played a lot of games this season, Saif. 24 games. But Throw-in will come in here, another long one. Gets his first interception there, is safe Jassim. And we get another one now. Early substitution though for Cove, and I thought Applin had a great start to this game as well. I was surprised that after all those overlaps that he made it come off here with an injury.
He's limping, I think, as he comes over. He's got his he's holding his head in his hands, but looks a bit disappointed. But I think it looks like he might have a slight limp. So
it's interesting because that change looked like it was going to happen before that incident took place. So I'm not sure whether there's something happening in the lead up to that. So
no injury, you think, Ben?
No, well, he definitely had an injury of some sort. But then when that incident took place just then, the substitution was already looking like it was going to happen.
Yeah, okay, so maybe it was something that was happening anyway. I mean, as he walks off, I feel he's walking gingerly. He looks like an injured player rather than someone a tactical change. But it's very early for a tactical change. No, we're only half an hour in, aren't we?
My thoughts would be maybe that he was struggling with an injury leading up to this game, and they knew he couldn't play too much. So if he's going to go down at least once, they're going to not take the chances and take someone off and bring him on.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
I think that's probably what happened there. But Safe Jassim is a capable replacement. Played a lot of games here for Cove the last 2-3 seasons. His brother as well was part of the Cove reserve team today who lifted that trophy as well. There's a couple on the bench here of the Cove, especially that keeper who just walked past you there, Ben Dale. Jed Gauchi, who was part of that team as well, who won earlier today.
Yep. It's a straight swap as well. He's gone straight into that left back position. And here's his first moment to try and get something.
Just on that as well, Bacala's reserves back-to-back had a fantastic season, winning just before this game. Out on pitch too.
Have a replay on this goal. The second goal for Cove FC from Oliver Grant. Didn't bounce once, got straight in the head there.
Grant didn't even need to get off the ground, did he? It just sort of landed in his head. I don't think he even got off the ground, did he?
Just talking about that, I think I know what that celebration was. I'm pretty sure his wife had a kid earlier in this week or coming during this week, so maybe that was for that. Maybe she's in the crowd and maybe the baby's in the crowd as well. But I know I was talking to some of the Cove players that his wife was expecting any time soon, so I think she must have had that kid earlier this week and he's now a father.
There's definitely a baby boom around the Cove, there's no doubt about that. Ryan Veach expecting their second child.
Just Ryan Veach. His wife's expecting as well, right?
Oh, sorry, yeah. No.
They're both expecting it, aren't they, then? It's not going to be a surprise for her, is it?
I might need to think about how I say that next time.
Sorry, mate.
Actually, on that, though, I thought Veach is looking really fit. That's the fittest I've seen him look for a while. He's looking sharp, which is good.
He's really yet to be tested, though, hasn't he? He's had a couple of things to do, but he's not really been tested yet, has he?
No.
Vista just haven't got that in that final third, but they've really tested Veach in that goal as he prepares to take this kick.
His voice and his presence just instills confidence in that back four, though.
Grant battling out, uses his body well, wins that header on the second time of asking, as does Harrison. But Wegner's header only finds the feet of another Cove player, and they've got a couple of players going forward here. Looking at their formations at the start of the game, I thought they would both play 4-2-3-1, but at the moment it looks like the more confidence they get in this game, Cove, the more numbers they're pushing forward.
For me, Cove are playing a 4-1-3-2, and I think they are playing in a very attacking-minded way. The midfield three are pressed quite high, almost in the back of the two that are up front. The two being Oikawa and Grant.
Here's Finney. Looks for Ince. Great touch and couldn't find. Here's Coyne, gets on the ball, and now Modbury Vista are trying to play out of this press. All the numbers of Cove just seem to be outround everybody as that flick on doesn't work for Essex, and Oikawa drives forward. Higgins with space and time ahead of him, but his left-footed pass just didn't have enough on it. Now Essex can drive forward. Looks like Wegner has gone over there, so maybe they're in between a change. Wings. Maybe he's getting a bit more central, Wegner. Here's Kusabs.
Josh Elms went for a long run there, didn't he? Tracking back like that.
Kusabs went for a long dribble there, but he couldn't find anybody at the point of that attack. Good flick on there from Grant. Looks like Oikawa's going to get there as well. Might look for the return if you can see him in the box, but it's a good tackle there from Cole.
That's what Grant's really good at, isn't it? Those flick-ons, you know. and if he's got a fast player running off him, you know, it's quite a formidable attack, formidable way to go forward.
And as well, in this pitch, how big it is as well, those flick-ons, they're going to stay on the pitch longer than you expect. If you have those quick wingers, like you said, they're going to keep them in. Maybe on other artificial pitches he's played throughout the year, those flick-ons might just skid out. But on a pitch like this, looks like they might stay in. Another long throw. Elms has come over to take this one. Canny doesn't get the head that time, but Ince keeps it alive. Ince, if he can cut this back, he does. Good interception. Only falls to Oikawa on the edge of the box. Looks for the strike. Didn't connect cleanly, and they can finally clear Modbury Vista. And Jassim gets another interception, that time over the sideline.
Bit scrappy at the back, Vista, but they did what they needed to do, and they've cleared their lines.
As we're talking about how many wins they had against top 4 position Vista this season, an interesting one. 3 of the losses that the Cove FC had this season were against teams that were not in the top 6. So that's another one that's probably back and forth with the stats of Vista that Cove FC don't usually lose against top 6 sides.
Long ball by Gaze there, just to chip over the top for Grant to chase on, but for all his quality in the air, he's not the quickest on his feet, is he, Grant? Let's be honest.
It's not one of his strengths.
Nah. But he didn't have anyone to flick on there, so I'm not sure if the idea was maybe he runs onto it, but yeah, wasn't going to get that. But Cove, for me, over this first 35 minutes that we've played, they've looked the better of the two, haven't they? They've really established themselves well, settled quicker, and just look more impressive going forward, more convincing going forward. And they've been more threatening in that final third. And like I said before, Ryan Veach in the Cove goal really hasn't had a tough save to make. He had to dive at the feet of Rita at one stage, but he hasn't really been tested, has he?
Elms with this. He was just shy of his 100th game this season. 96 games. Today's his 97th. Scored 13 goals, and of course that memorable one, 2019 Grand Final. Looks like a handball shout there.
No VAR, thankfully, on that one.
Everybody look away now.
Finney now and Harrison on the ball. Finney as well, Ben, was part of that promotion team with Veach and Good in 2020 for South Adelaide into the NPL.
Yep. And unfortunately for Goodsy, he got injured, done the ligaments in his ankle, saw his dad before the game, so disappointing for him. Made the move, as you said, from Panthers during the season, as did Connor Higgins.
Grant now loses out on that aerial battle for the first time of the day. And now Vista are trying to play forward and opt to go back. But Declan Finney, as we did say, 6 goals and 101 games for Cove in his career, 141 games altogether. And he featured in the 2016 State League 1 final series when Cove made it there. They lost in the second round to Sturt Lions in extra time. There's a couple of players, in this Cove team who did play in that second division final series in 2016.
And due to personal circumstances, played for FK Beergrad in the Sunday Div 2 amateurs last year. Did Declan Finney.
Looks like as this corner looks like it's coming in. Might even be a long throw-in, but I was just noticing as well, seeing as Matthew Canny went forward for that. Ben Trotter as well, the striker of Modbury Vista, has obviously tried to prevent that and gone against him as well. Here's Harrison, switches it out to Jassim. Goes into the box, but a good header away there. Blackett. Linzemeyer now. Here's Essex, but his
touch was too heavy, wasn't it? It just showed too much, and Cove have come away with it.
Oikawa again looking to play in Oliver Grant, but again, pace is probably not his game, and he plays it a bit too far ahead of him.
Yeah, Grant wasn't going to get that, but unforced error again by Vista, giving Cove possession.
Like Elms has got to go all the way to the other side of the pitch, so they're really utilising his long throw in set pieces, David. He's moved from one side to the other, and taking corners and now throw-ins on both sides. So very important technique about this.
Utility man.
Goes again, looking for Canny. Canny gets a touch this time instead of a flick on, and Trotter's there to meet him. And his clearance only finds it back out for a goal kick for Griffiths.
5 minutes to the break, eh? You wonder what Vista will try and do and have a talk about it at half-time and what they can do to reverse this through the second 45. They've really been stunned by this Cove side. And Cove really look quite settled, don't they? They look like they're in control of this.
And quite the opposite, Vista just look like they're struggling a little bit with confidence, certainly in their passing game as well. Just giving the ball away, as you said, quite cheaply at times.
Yeah. A wee bit bereft of ideas, I think, Vista for me. Oh. Come on, referee, what are you doing there? Just the play on from the bounce ball. Kind of give the ball away a bit, and it ends up with Grant for Cove here, the number 9. Elms in the overlapping run, and there he goes.
Finds him if he can just keep this alive. He does. He's on his left foot, so he's definitely going to cross this in. Good ball. Finds Oikawa. I think Grant's offside if he makes contact here. And Griffiths claims in any case. Blackett looks for that ball to Trotter. That's a great flick on to Wegner now with a lot of space on the left side. Driving towards goal. Wegner cuts it across. Alexi Essex just ahead of him though.
Again,
dangerous ball.
Yeah, it has to be better though, doesn't it? It has to be a cross or a shot, and not a sort of a wee bit of indecision there, I think, in terms of what he wanted to do. And Veach again, not really threatened.
But again, that's the first time we've seen Modbury Vista get an attack and string the passes together, at least to create an overload. And Wegner, their danger man, I mean, one of the most dangerous men in this game altogether, got an opportunity and no defender to take on, but he just probably came across two minds. That was a good play, though. I mean, coming from centre-back, the goal kick went all the way up to the Trotter. That's what you want your 9 to do, to tap it on to somebody else who's running through.
Yeah, it was good, but you need to be more effective in that last third. When you get into the penalty box, you need to get something on target, and otherwise it's all wasted. All that effort's wasted, and it was a disappointing end to the move. And again, as I said before, Veach not really threatened.
Ward clears that over the line. We'll talk about the unbeaten run of Cove. Modbury Vista are actually on a 3-game unbeaten run themselves, but unfortunately for them, they've only gone once more than 3 games undefeated this season. Obviously that was during the league season, but usually after 3 games undefeated, they unfortunately suffer a loss. So if that's anything to go by, then maybe today continue that. Now it's Ince in the box after that cross back. Found Higgins, looks for the strike. Oikawa's there with a spectacular effort. Oikawa's scissor kick puts them 3 up just before half-time, David.
It does, indeed. He took it well, didn't it? It's coming at him from a funny angle. He still had to adjust the body to get the shot to go behind him. So, Oikawa's done really well there to finish that off. And keepers, Vista really look like they're done.
Another mid-season recruit, Oikawa. He came from Cumberland, who played in the pre-season with, and he actually played against Cove for Cumberland in the Cup. Scored a goal for them.
What a time to concede. 42 minutes, 3 minutes before the break. 2 minutes before the break. There'll be some injury time as well, but that's a bad time to concede, isn't it? And 3-0 down now. I mean, I don't think Vista are out yet, but they've got a lot of work to do to get back into this. And if they concede one more, then it's going to be a mountain to climb, isn't it?
I can't see Cove conceding 4 goals. Not even 3 for that matter. It's going to be a very big second half effort.
Absolutely, I would agree with you there. I mean, Cove have got a very good record, especially in recent games. They've only conceded 1 in their last, what did we say, 7 games or something like that?
Yeah.
And how many minutes of football is that? So, yeah, I agree with you, but I don't
Unless
know, it's still,
it's
still a final, and I just wouldn't write any team off.
But have Cove conceded 3 goals in 1 game this season, Alessio?
We're about to be half-time, so I might get that one
Put him
in
in
the
the spot,
half-time
mate.
break.
I know you've got it all there.
He's memorised them all. He doesn't have any notes. He's just memorised it all, Ben.
Yeah, fantastic information, Alessio. Well done.
A bit of trivia for you, Ben. When Modbury Vista started, I looked up their first kit. They used to play in a green kit.
Yeah.
A green kit with a white trim. They had green shorts and green socks. This is way back in 1975. And interesting to note, they play with a little sort of shamrock on their chest.
Yeah.
And yet here they are playing in blue.
Well, it's funny you say that because, yes, I think last year was their 50th anniversary and they wore the green kit. But their chairman, Tom Coombe, is a massive Rangers fan, so maybe he's had something to do with it. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah, but I mean, it's the first time I've ever seen, coming from the west of Scotland / Northern Ireland, it's the first time I've ever seen a team playing in blue wearing a Celtic shamrock in their chest. So
I also remember them wearing the old QPR stripes, I think, at one stage when they were really young.
Yes, or was that?
And Modbury Jets as well.
Jets, yeah.
In fact,
we're showing our age now,
Vista
Ben.
actually might have been blue and white stripes downwards. What is it, vertical rather than horizontal? Yeah, that's right.
We're showing our age. We're showing our age, Ben.
We are.
They'll be asking us to leave soon because we're that old.
Well, at least we get special parking.
Into the last minute of this first half. Cove 3-0 up in a game that the winner will end up promoted and the loser stays down in State League 2. So
got that stat for you now, Ben.
Well done.
The times that they've conceded 3 goals this season. It was in a 4-3 win versus Northern Demons.
Right.
A 3-1 loss in the Cup to Cumberland United, where Oikawa scored against Cove for Cumberland. That may be where they scouted him from. Pontian Eagles beat them 3-0.
Oh, wow.
And Port Adelaide Pirates beat them 3-1.
Wow.
And that was in a little period during the middle part of the year between round 7 and round 11, where they lost all their games that they did all season.
Goodness me, Alessio, that is ridiculous. Well done.
4 minutes.
Conceded 3 goals in a game since then. Wow.
4 minutes of injury time there, Alessio, while you were rattling that off, has been indicated by the fourth official down at the side. So a bit to go yet.
It's a good ball from Coyne out to Ward. Finds Essex, who's on the right side of the wing at the moment. Goes 1v1 versus Jassim. He's doing well to hold him up, and he taps that pass for a corner. In the first minute of added time of half-time. What an unassailable lead at the moment that Cove have got. 3-0 up at half-time in a grand final. That's got to put something on your mind in the half-time break, David.
I would say so, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what the instruction will be from Vista's coach at half-time and what they'll do to try and change it. But if they can come back out and get an early goal, then maybe they'll get themselves back into it. But they will need an early goal, I think, won't they?
Blacker goes near post, looks for the flick of Essex, and it will come back out to him with his feet. Opts to let it go for the throw-in, and Essex might look to return it. Does well with a bit of skill there, but Jassim picks his pocket, and Oikawa's away here if he gets in front of his defender. Uses pace again. Look at the sheer pace of Oikawa there on the far right. Cole is trying to hold him up there, but the body feints of Oikawa wins the free kick right on the side of the corner flag, and I think he's been one of the star men at the moment for Cove.
He has had a very good first half, hasn't he? There have been a couple of players that have stood out, I think, through this first half, but certainly Oikawa on that far side has done remarkably well.
Looks like Higgins sits over the top of this set piece. If they get a fourth in this half, I mean, I'd say it's all but wraps.
You'd think so, yeah.
For Vista's sake, we hope they can go into the half. Nothing more. It's a dangerous set piece, though. Coyne's there, the captain. Only back out to Oikawa. He scored 1 already. That time it just goes past the post, and he looks to the heavens as he thought he might have one on his weak foot that time, David.
Yeah, he didn't quite get onto it, though, did he? And didn't quite make the connection as the ball sort of bounced up in front of him. He hit it into the ground. I think they're trying to maybe try and get the benefit of maybe a deflection somewhere or an awkward bounce. But yeah, no, it's gone out, and still 3-0.
Just about to reach the 3rd minute of added time, and I think Cove are going to be happy going into this half. Kept the clean sheet, as we'd said, and scoring goals for fun, as they have all season. The next stat I want to see is how many times they've scored 3 or more goals this season. That one's for Ben down there. Good header there from Coyne, finding Trotter, the one club man, a life member of Modbury Vista. He's younger than me, but he's got a 15-year career there so far. Ward looking for Wegner. They just haven't got him in the game, and I think that's one of the main issues with Vista at the moment. Both of their star wingers in Essex and Wegner, who've contributed so much this season, neither of them have got on the ball like they'd like. Good 1-2 there, but just a bit too much from Oikawa.
Interesting before, Ben, that you said that their 50th anniversary was in 2023, the club being formed in 1973. I couldn't find a record of them before 1975, so...
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'll need to look that up, but I did notice someone out there with a training jersey that did have the 50th anniversary on it, and it did say 1973, but yeah, I couldn't find a record of them prior to 1975, so we'll have to go and do some more research.
It may have just been as a junior club. I know they were in the Elizabeth and Districts competition for
Yeah.
a number of years as a junior club, so perhaps that may be
Yeah,
what the history goes back to.
They were formed as a senior side for 1969 Para Vista Juniors.
Oh, yeah.
Half-time whistle goes 3-0 to Cove FC, and they've got their 1 foot in the State League 1, David. That's all we've got time for at the half-time break. We'll look at some of those replays of the goals as well as the stats come up, and you can see it's just all one-sided traffic.
Yeah, it does look like that. Cove with 4 shots on goal, 3 on target. And so I guess that kind of backs up the fact that, or the mention I made before, that Ryan Veach hasn't really been tested by Modbury Vista.
Do you want to see if you can get Ryan Veach, maybe, Ben, if you can? See if you have a chat, if he's happy with that clean sheet, and maybe ask him a bit of worry in the first couple minutes.
You got to go into it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. How do you feel about that first half?
Oh, yeah, look, I mean, want to come out, press pretty high and with a bit of intensity. So, yeah, I think it's a good start, but it's only half-time, so.
And what's the message to the boys for the second half, you feel?
Just continue what we're doing, man. So if we can do that, then we should be able to get across the line.
Excellent, well done.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for that, Ben.
He had to get back in there. Sorry about that. Couldn't keep him for long.
That's right. I'm sure we might get an extended one if we keep this result by full time. Sorry, but
Definitely.
go to the half-time break, and we'll join you in that second half, where hopefully Modbury Vista can create a bit of uncertainty in this last couple of minutes. That's all from us. See you in the second half.
In the middle of the pitch right now, Riley, we're very excited to announce together that Direct Collect, the joining the NPLSA family, and Riley, you could be about to take home $1,000, all thanks to Direct Collect. Before we do through the rules today, we'll run through why go with direct collect, because they are committed to doing good for the fun at your pocket and your community as well. Here's how direct collect works. The first step is to sign up. It is super simple. The second step, receive your blue bin. You can see down here at the ground at the moment there are some tiny blue direct collect bins, and behind us a bigger blue direct collect bin, which we love. Number 3, fill it up with all your 10-cent refundable bottles, cans and containers. Number 4, finally, put the collection in. Direct collect takes care of the rest. Riley, you're going to have 3 shots to try and get it into that bin. If you get it into the bin, you're going to take on a $1,000 Visa gift card. All thanks to Direct Collect. How are you feeling? Big Dad? And you're going to get out of the stands as well. All right. Let's see how you go, Riley. When you're ready. 3 chips to get it into the big blue Direct Collect bin for $1,000. Close. Very, very close. Let's see how he goes. Attempt number 2 for the 1,000. Not quite. Right, you've got a bit of time. Slow it down. Don't choke, Riley. Come on. Here he goes. Get behind him, Service FM Stadium. Okay. Not great. Let's come here in front of the camera again. I guess the walk of shame. You didn't quite get it done today, but who are you going for in this game? Huge. You worked your center line circuit, but that does not matter one bit. Thanks to Direct Collect, of course. We're going to give another fan the chance to take home $1,000 in the second game. So if you want to get involved, we're doing this exact same thing in the second game. But the second half rather, of the State League 2 Grand Final, not too far away. Stay tuned.
So we're back here. We're going to watch some of the replays of those first few goals, David. This was the Canny one who got things under the way. What a strike into the top left corner. I don't know why the coach is playing him at centre back if he can score like that. And to the top left corner, and he celebrated in front of the home fans and some of the neutrals as well. What a strike. This next one was a long free kick from Higgins, found the head of Grant, and on the eve of either his baby being born or been born earlier this week, he celebrates. And that was that from Grant. Scored so many goals this season. I'm sure none mean more as much as this one, especially this week for him. See the subs getting in on that action as well. Elms, this ball in the box, and it looked like things might have all been done, but a wobbly shot from Higgins and an effort from Moikawa that a lot of acrobats will be proud of.
Yeah, nice finish from Moikawa, because the ball was coming in at a funny angle for him and he had to turn to make the connection and tuck it away as the second half gets underway.
We are underway now. 3-0 you do see on the screen there. But one of the interesting stats, I'm sure Ben Day will be interested as well to see, is 6 of the last third division grand finals have all gone to extra time.
Wow. And just confirmation as well, Harry Appleton was a re-aggravation of a hamstring injury from earlier in the season, so that's why he had an early exit from the game.
He obviously felt he was important enough to start and see how it would go rather than just rest him off. But I mean, they don't have a game next week, do they? None of them do.
He was important in that first 30 minutes, so wasn't he? Like, he certainly kept Essex quiet and he went forward quite a bit and caused a lot of problems for Vista early on.
Well, Jassim as well coming into that role looks like he's stifled the threat of that attacker as well. Carried on from where he left off, and looks like as well coming into this half, any formation changes, or it looks like even Wegner's gone more centrally, Ben.
It does look that way. The coaches didn't give too much away. They're both a little bit coy, but also, you know, very different ends of the game so far for both of them. So
looks like they've made a sub as well on the far side. That looks like it's Cockhodge, maybe, I think. Joseph Cockhodge.
We'll check on that in a wee minute. I'll get an update for you on that, Alessio. Vista come away with the ball here at the back.
I can see that definitely Tyson Linsenmeyer has come off. So as you said, Wegner going more central, maybe.
Yeah, looks like, and it is Joseph.
Essex maybe in as a 10.
Grant looks for another header, and that one's just gone past. He might have even given away a foul. But they have made a sub at half-time, it looks like, Vista. So it is Linsenmeyer who's made way. And it looks like Wegner might lead in this midfield in a 2-10s with him and Coyne, and Cole by himself there in the 6 now. And Joseph Cockhodge has come on at left wing. Played in the NPL for Campbelltown in 2018, David. That was the one I was mentioning that had some links with that grand final last night. Scored 3 goals this season. Played previously for Blue Eagles, Adelaide Victory in the State League 1. Got 70 career games and 8 goals has Cockhodge.
Oliver Birkin gets a toe in there for Vista to concede the corner, which Callum Elms is now shaping up to take in this near side.
Been all over every set piece today. You would even say some of his throw-ins are set pieces by the time.
Absolutely, if you can throw a ball that far, yeah, it's as good as a set piece, isn't it?
Goes this time for the driven one, again finding the head of Grant, but a bit of pace on that was probably hard to steer it towards goal.
Yeah.
Didn't make sense to look to get those long throws in when you've got the targets like Grant and Canny, Deckfinney coming in the box.
And as the second half progresses even more and more, looking to see more change. It looks like Essex might look at that second striker or 10 position, while Wegner comes out to the wing in front of you now, Ben. It's hard to work out at the moment, but they're definitely going attacking. I mean, that sub is as attacking as you can get, bringing on a winger for a 6 and playing only 1 6 now and 2 10s. That's what you want for Vista to get back into this game. On the ball now is Kieran Blackett, who was part of that promotion team with Seaford in 2017 with Applin, and in 2022 won the Reserves Grand Final with Adelaide Victory. Also played State League 1 senior team for Adelaide Victory, Noarlunga and Seaford. 105 games, so he's also passed the 100 game mark this season as Kieran Blackett. He's got 9 goals himself from centre of defence.
And he could have played more. Struggled a lot with injuries over his career, sadly, because he's got a lot of potential. He's got a lot of potential. He's been around for a while now, but never really reached the full. If that makes sense.
Here's Wegner now. Finds Trotter. His flick on finds Ward. He's got to get back into the box if he wants to receive this again. Ward looks for him again, but it's over the top of his head, and club legend and Scott Harrison is there. Just shy of 200 games for one club. You don't really see that in State League 2 or State League 1, where he played most of his football for Cove FC. Had a 5-year hiatus from Cove FC has Scott Harrison, but he's come in at a likely time for them, and he might eventuate in playing State League 1 for him yet again. Here's Birkin now. Finds the free man in Wegner. Lets that ball go across his body and finding Essex. Now Birkin's touch is just a bit heavy. Ward now looking for Wegner. Gets on his chest. Might look for a strike. Switches instead. That's a great ball, but a good interception from Gaze. Trotter using his body against Canny. And he's crowded out by the red and white stripes. Talking about Wegner getting more on the ball this season. Obviously, he's had a great career in the last 3 seasons that he's only been around in senior football. Played in the NPL for Modbury Jets. Played in the State League 1 when they got promoted in 2022 as well. 10 goals in State League 1 in 2021 in his first senior season. So if Vista are to turn this around, they know they've got a player who's had such a successful year in that second division as well. Wasn't part of that 2023 NPL Grand Final when Modbury Jets made it last year, but since then he's come here and he's exploded in the State League 2. Good challenge from Canny. Looking for Cogodge now. His strike finds the feet again. Now Essex might have a shot. It's well wide.
8 Cove players behind the ball there, though. I mean, that's solid defending. They just compacted that area, compressed the room, and really there's no real much space for Vista to get their effort in. And when eventually it did come in, it was a good 20 yards out, off balance, and swung wide. And again, Ryan Veach, nothing to do except pick the ball up, put it down, and take a goal kick. So really solid defending by Cove, very well organised at the back, and Vista just can't seem to breach that back line.
We did talk about Oliver Grant getting almost more than a goal every 2 games, but Ryan Veach is on track for his 15th clean sheet of the season in only his 27th game. And I know those stats are definitely better than 1 goal every 2. Here's Ince, gets away from a couple of challenges, asks the referee.
You just lie awake at night just thinking about all this, don't you, Alessio?
Sometimes the stars align, you could just see them all coming together, and they're all on the same team sheet, and they're pretty easy to find.
Got all these numbers flying through your head. And that's great. Well done.
Here's Canny. Goal takes him past 40 goals as a senior player. His 41st. Looking for Grant.
Grant wanted to flick that across to the far side. Charlie Ince in the far side of the penalty box was lingering, but never quite made the connection. It's a glance off his head. He's gone out. Kieran Griffiths will take this goal kick. She plays out to Alexander Cole.
Trotter's not got a lot of options to play to. Looks for Cole, doesn't check his shoulder where Oikawa is. Picks his pocket, and the Japanese import just seems to be pulling the strings at the moment for Cove. Ince is got the booking though, Birkin. Ince, I think, got the touch ahead of him and maybe got taken out, but I don't know if the ball was under his control. We'll see this back on replay. Does get the touch. Looks like it is shoulder to shoulder on the side, but possibly took him out when he didn't have the ball. I mean, you see that in football all the time when you don't have possession and you get taken out after. They always pull them back. So
not a lot of complaint from Vista, to be honest. So Callum Elms poised over this with his left foot, takes a couple of steps back, and he might have a swing at this. He must fancy his chances from here, eh?
He scored that belter at Cooper Stadium a couple of years ago, didn't he, Alessio?
2019 against Modbury Jets. I think that was close to the halfway line in the penalty box, but
that's very true.
Maybe this is a bit easier for him then. Callum Elms over the top of this. Left footer. Looks for the gets deflection. I'm not sure if that was. It looks like it must have been a Vista player, but he went low and got a foot on it. Almost wrong-footed the keeper into the other corner, but.
And Alessio, you mentioned about the formation change with Vista, and I almost had a commentator's curse happening because I thought Alex Cole by himself in that 6 role, almost the 6, the 8, and a false 10, sitting in there in the midfield by himself, and he was doing quite well holding it together, but he did get overloaded just then with that break. But the formation change has worked a little bit, but they're certainly vulnerable at the back.
It looks like they're going to be pushing numbers forward. It did look like they had 2 10s now, and everybody attacking forward. It's going to be Elms on this corner, though. Near post, Wegner's there. He clears long, but can't find the feet of Essex, and we'll see how this pans out when these players get back to their positions. But
see, again, the ball didn't get to Essex, did it? Essex was there, but the ball was just careless, really, and maybe he just wasn't thinking, just get rid of it, clear the danger, but the supply to Essex, again, a little bit poor.
Harrison just puts back in the air where Coyne finds it. Trotter gets a touch. It's ahead of him now, Ben Trotter.
Well, it's easy for Cove, isn't it? If you're giving them the ball. Here come Vista again in this far side.
And David Grant, you had an excellent interview with Alex Cole's dad prior to the Cup final earlier in the season.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, Ian Cole.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's his father.
I didn't know.
Yep.
Wow.
Played in that 1989 Cup final for Modbury.
Oh, I'm familiar with both people, but I hadn't realised they were related, so
yeah.
There you go. Thanks very much, Ben. Keeping me right.
That was a great interview too, by the way.
Thanks very much. No, I hadn't realised they were related.
Yeah.
Wonder how his father feels about him playing for Vista as opposed to...
He's been there for a while now.
I better be careful with what I say now.
Well, there was a few Vista players who have played for Modbury Jets in the past and experienced a lot of success as well. And now that there's another team in that area, I mean, anybody maybe not be getting a game or might find it a bit too high of a level to get to in the NPL they are at the moment, then we've got a team like Vista who gives a lot of chances to youngsters, and they're a very progressive club as well.
100%. And Charlie Bowman, who you guys would know from the Hills, went from Modbury Jets to Modbury Vista as a player when I was first there, and now he's taken over the senior coaching role and he's done a fantastic job.
From memory, Charlie Bowman even had a season or 2 at Handorf.
Right.
As well as the Hills Hawks. They're down with Cramp. Is that Cramp there, Alessio? Any stats on Cramp for us? How many players have been down with Cramp this season on the Cove side in the last 5 games?
The only stat I can give you is I think it's almost 100% success rate when players go down the cramp and they get a pickle juice. So
I did hear the coaching staff from Cove talking to Ben Vista just then, so likely see him coming on relatively soon.
very tricky winger as well, Ben Vista. I'm surprised he's not started in the last couple of games. He's got 6 goals this season and played in almost every game, 23.
Also got Tom Foglier on the bench as well, who's a proven goal scorer at all levels in the state. So,
exactly. He's obviously had promotion history in the past.
Yep.
Promoted in 2011 with South Adelaide. And scored quite a few goals in his career as well. 44 career goals, 131 games for Tom Foglier. Good claim there from Beach.
Foglier did come on last week in the 70th minute, so he did get 20 minutes last week. So
scored the first goal in the first leg as well in their semi-final against Adelaide Uni, that 91st minute goal to put them 1-0 up. Tom Foglier, so they just got strikers everywhere. They've got players with experience everywhere, and that's why they're on this stage and why they've got the result it is how it is at the moment. Looks like they'll look like they're going to make a sub. Sweetcar gets on another ball. This time intercepted by Ward. Looks like it was Ince there who might have had a bit of cramp. He wants to get back on, but as both of you did mention, it looks like Vista is also being ready to enter the fray. It is for Charlie Ince. They were former teammates together at Cumberland as well, Vista and Ince. Played a bit in the reserves in the NPL, but Charlie Ince mainly played in the first team. It's another long throw. Canny's there, Grant's there, gets another strike. What a save from Griffiths. It's going to be a foul, maybe a handball, I think.
He gave it a little nudge with his hand there, Grant.
A great save, though, from Griffiths.
Maradona-esque. Well, I've watched that 1986 incident a million times, and I'm still not convinced Maradona did handle that.
Oh, he definitely handled this one, though, Grant.
Grant did.
He's even smiling
Maradona
about
didn't.
it. You can even see he's smiling about it there in the replay there, Grant.
Just a little tap forward with the wrist.
Got to move his hips next time to maybe make that a bit more disguised.
Got to move a bit quicker, Ollie.
Moving quickly here, he gets
got
a
it
little
again,
nutmeg, but again, he's been adjudged to a foul. It looks like Blackett on the far side before he got the little nutmeg on Birkin.
Notice Grant's got a little bit of dressing in his right knee there. I noticed that when they were warming up as well, so I don't know if that's obviously an older injury, but dressing in the right knee, but he's adjusting it now. But
look at that back on replay. Definitely the forearm there, but the save was expertly executed by Griffiths. He himself has got 6 clean sheets this season, Kieran Griffiths, so he's no slouch in between the sticks as well, and as we did mention, has promotion history in the past with Modbury Jets. Also played in State League 1 as well for Parra Hills, Salisbury, West Adelaide. He was also part of that West Adelaide team who were promoted in 2022, but he didn't feature in the squad in the grand final either. I think he might have moved on during that season as well. Here's Harrison. Over the top of Ward. Elms looks like he might leave it out for a corner. He's happy to take that set piece instead of trying to whip it first time.
yeah, there was no need to run for that. You obviously run the risk as well of making contact and the ball goes out, so best to take the corner. And there weren't a lot of options in the middle either for Elms, so I think he made the right decision there. A little bit of banter with the Modbury fans there in the corner behind him.
Goes short. Touch evades Higgins. And Blackett. Ooh, I don't know if that's an injury or he just tripped.
Yeah, nice.
Does not look good though. The game is still playing and it might be kept in by Grant. It has.
It looks like his driver. I don't know what the medical term is for your driver, but yeah, the muscle at the top of his left thigh.
Definitely doesn't look good. We'll have a look on replay here. I thought he might have tripped over his feet, but
no, he's pulled it, I think, before he's gone down.
Yeah, you can see him grasping it as well. I don't think that looks good for him. He's got his head in his hands now. It's nothing you want to see in a grand final, seeing somebody go down with major cramp, or I don't know. It looks like Coyne's letting his coach know that it's not a sub they need, but he was almost away there, Blackett.
No, the initial call was to swap him, but it looks as though it may not be as bad as they first expected, hopefully. Keep an eye on that.
Well, as well for Coyne as well, a skipper like that. He obviously knows how important Blackett is in the defensive line for Vista, and looks like there might be even 3 substitutes warming up to come on here for the Cove. Got a lot of fans in the crowd as well. Both teams have great home support. I mean, I've been at both their grounds for home games for them, and they're very vocal and always create a good atmosphere. Brought them in numbers here today, and we might see them create history.
First time they would be up in State League 1, right, Alessio?
Not for the Cove.
Not for the Cove?
They have.
Oh, that's Vista. My apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Vista do get there, we've got a lot of game to go, but it's been a long time coming for the Cove, and it just goes to show as well the improvement they had. Last year they finished 10th.
Yeah.
This year they finished 2nd. Made all the way to the grand final. Gaze now finds Grant. He might have a strike with his left foot. It's offside though. Usually say he's not quick enough to get there, but this time it looks like he was too quick past the defensive line of Vista.
That's it.
And with guys with Panthers being relegated from the NPL and Cove being promoted at this stage, it'll be a
Southern Derby
next
yeah.
year.
That's something to look forward to, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you say that. I got a message from Alex Ryder at half-time saying there's going to be a Southern Derby in the State League 1 next season, and make sure you're there with the commentary.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So he's keen. And of course, as you said, it's a Southern Derby, but some of these players for Cove played for the South as well. So it's going to be against your former club. Everybody wants to go to that game now.
100%. Looks like Ben Vista definitely coming on with the next time the ball goes out.
It looks like it might be Cruz Papandrea as well. Essex has finally got on the ball, but can't find the feet of anybody.
You sort of feel Cove have gone into cruise control, really, haven't they? They've got that 3-0 lead, scoring that third goal right in half time, and
the message from Steve Kitchen
was
was
just
definitely to be still a bit more disciplined through that midfield area. There was a lot of space, wasn't there? Which was a little bit uncommon for Cove so far this game.
As you say, cruise control. Cruz Papandreou just comes on for Cove FC. Was waiting for that. I'm glad the ball went out at that time. And he does come on the number 6, as well as Ben Vista, as we did expect.
And I've got nothing on that one, Alessio.
Scott Harrison departs. Club legend here at Cove FC. He's put him in a great position to go up. He might not be a bit happy with that substitution, but he's done his job out there in the middle of the park, as has Charlie Ince, who comes off on the right wing. He's looking to get another team into the top divisions in this league. He's not very happy with that either, but these players, they all want to be on the big occasion. A lot of these players, they've got such a well-balanced and experienced side, Cove, that anybody they bring on is just going to make it even more dangerous. Here's Higgins on the edge of the box. He's scored from here before, just past the post, and
Kieran Blackett lost his footing again then. Maybe he needs to get some screw-ins or something.
Either that, or maybe he needs to come off with this driver injury. I don't know. Maybe that's hindering him a little bit. But as you look here, Connor Higgins just cuts across that ball just past the post. Great strike. And he's one who's no danger to scoring screamers. He scored a banger for South Adelaide against Adelaide City in the NPL not long ago. So if that Southern Derby's anything to come by, a couple of these players want to stamp their mark on it. Here's Papandreou, looks for Oliver Grant again. Too quick for the defensive line again. Yeah,
easy decision for the linesperson to make in the far side, and Joe Jordan Tribodi blows his whistle.
They've done a good game. They've had a good game, the officials, and Ellie Seaton, good to see her running the line on this side.
Absolutely, yeah. Joe Jordan Tribodi had said in an interview this week it's been a long and busy season, so a very rewarding finish to the year to be appointed to the SL2 Grand Final. I love the passion and energy that comes with these milestone matches. It's what football's all about. I'm sure it'll be especially passionate given that it's also for promotion. And Cove and Modbury Vista have both had great seasons. That was Joe Jordan Tribodi in an interview earlier this week, the referee. He's had a great game, hasn't he?
He has, and he's brought the bookings when they have occurred and after accumulation of a lot of fouls. But other than that, he's kept the game flowing. Looks like both teams are having large parts of possession, so he's not had to intervene too many times. And seems like all the pushes in the box he's adjudicated the correct way. Here's Essex, wants to get on top of this set piece. It's a great delivery. It's Higgins who gets there first, and Papandreou gets there second. Here's Cockhodge, takes it past 2, sliding challenge.
I reckon Blackett's signalling towards the bench. I think he's done.
Walking towards there as well. I think we might see a sub, but I think the coach, of Modbury Vista wants the set piece to go in first. Unfortunately, he's not in there for it, but wait for this set piece to go before we introduce the player to come on. Near post, Gaze clears. Vista keeps the chase alive. Then Vista cuts inside. He's got a lot of space here. There's a couple of players as well. Oikawa stayed on side. Vista passed another one, taken out cynically. That one's got to be a booking. Yeah, referee obliges.
Easiest decision that Joe Jordan Tribodi will make tonight, I think.
Now here's an interesting case of the player who's about to come on. We'll wait to see if he does it at this interval. And you see that back on replay. Great little attack there from Ben Vista, past a few players. And now they're going to make the substitution for Modbury Vista. To come on is number 16, Chia Chadar, who was a Cove player at the start of this season.
No way. For reals, Alessio?
He was. And last season, guess where he played?
Let me guess. Mount Barker?
That's correct.
Oh, I can't believe it. You had to get the Mount Barker mentioned in somewhere, didn't you? But yeah, what, 3 clubs in about 8 months?
And what's interesting as well, the 2 games he started this season, one for Vista and one for Cove, both games against Mount Barker.
Did he score in those games?
He didn't. He was a centre back.
Oh,
and I think that's where he's going to. That's where he's going to come in for Vista now, Chia Chadar. But of course, Blackett was the one to depart, and now he finds his way into the centre of defence.
I'm going to start a tally of how many times you mentioned Mount Barker. It's a bit like listening to an English commentator and counting the number of times they mentioned the 1966 World Cup final. I'm going to start that with you, Alessio. Barker. So you've mentioned them what, 3 times today? I'm putting 3 down, pal.
Here's Elms with a long delivery into the box. Pushing the back, not heated. Here's Papandrea. Finney switches it out, but it's intercepted by Kusabs. Now Gaze, great touch away from pressure as well. He's going to slide it through to Higgins. Shadar's in the way, uses his body, clears, only finds it back to Gaze though. Still going. Papandrea outside of 2 players. Was he fouled? He was. Unsung hero as well for this Cove side. I mean, coming into a big game like this, Michael Gaze, only 10 games this season he's played.
Yep.
But to come into a big occasion like this, I thought he's done well out there, David.
He's had a great game. First half especially so, I think. Second half maybe a little bit quieter, but certainly a very good first half and all round a good game. Hasn't done much wrong really, has he? But not many of these Cove players have done much wrong. They've had a very good performance tonight.
As we see on that close-up as well, I'm sure. Costamantis, who's in the game after this, wants me to mention that the Pega kits that Cove have got this season have been spectacular. That ball comes into the box, nothing doing, but Papandrea gets on the edge of the box and it's cleared. But fantastic home and away kits for Cove this season by Pega Sports. And Mr. Pega himself, Costamantis, is playing his 300th and final game in the game preceding this.
Yep.
Following this, sorry.
Yeah, following.
And
post-seeding. What is the word for something that comes after?
Receding? I don't know.
That's going away, isn't it?
Yeah, going away from this game into the next game.
Oh, nice.
Proceeding?
That's before, though.
Yeah, proceedings before. I'll have to Google that. We're not very good with our English. Ironic, given that we're in the business of descriptions.
Either way, though, fantastic hits from both teams here. Marked high on our score charts as well.
Just to go back to my comment before about when Vista were originally formed back in the 70s, they played in green and they wear a shamrock on their chest, and here they are playing in royal blue. It's quite interesting to see that change. You wouldn't be many clubs playing with a shamrock on their chest and playing in royal blue.
Well, their logo is still a shamrock, and their away kit is actually white and green with a green shamrock. So they haven't gone too far away from that, and they've kept it alive in their away kits. I was expecting them maybe to wear it today, especially with the blue and the blue clash, but it's enough for the referee to distinguish between the two. And they wear their royal blue. Here's Wegner against Jassim. Takes it past him, pushing the back, still going. Can't find a cutback, and a few players slip in the box, and Jassim's pass can't find the feet of Elms.
Vista did play in Kelly Road in Modbury North in the 70s and 80s, but their senior side folded. They didn't have a senior side through much of the 80s, and but they did have a very successful start to their time as a club, and one of their main competitions in the amateur league was Modbury Jets. Both of them vied with each other, a real rivalry there between them.
Look at this back on replay. I think they actually collided with each other, so I don't know who that. Oh, I was pushing the back from Wegner.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
On Elms.
He's going to get a booking here as well, Cooper Wegner. His 3rd of the season. And the referee's going to take his name into the book as we wait. We're about 20 minutes away from one of these sides playing in State League 1, and at this stage, I can see only one colour of red and white that's going to be in the State League 1 next season. I'd
say so. Again, Vista just haven't really done the business up front. They really haven't threatened Ryan Veach in the Cove goal. And I mean, it's tough to get 1 goal against this Cove side, never mind 3, which would be the requirement to take this game into extra time and beyond. So difficult to see how Vista can get themselves back into this.
It's a foul from Coyne. I thought he won the header there fairly, but
there's a lot in there. From here anyway.
bit of time wasting there from Grant as he fakes to go pick up that ball. Canny launches long. Grant does get the flick on, but I think it's going to be claimed by Griffiths. It is. Aside from that today, though, we did talk about the experience of both sides, and they've come to the fore today. Matt Canny with the opening goal as a captain. Ryan Veach in the goals as well, kept a clean sheet so far today. Oliver Grant as well, the leading goal scorer.
Yep.
It's all gone to plan for Cove so far.
It has, yeah. Business as usual this night.
Yeah. A lot of experience in that team.
On the big day, the big names come to play. Now they've got time as well to bring on some of the fresh fresh blood coming through the club. Some of these youngsters as well. Vista's on there. Jasim's on there now. Higgins, he's not too old himself. Wikawa as well. Papandrea has just come on as well. Papandrea, sorry.
Out of the 3 guys warming up, only 2 of them can go on.
I see Grant trying to weave his way through there. He's going to get a second opportunity. Oliver Grant! Oh, that's just past the post.
Nice wee turn and shot. Didn't quite get the bend on it to bring it inside the post, but a nice little turn and shot by Grant.
Have a look at that on replay. Coyne slipped over his feet as he tried to clear that, and maybe Grant's gone a bit too much placement in the top corner, and he
it wasn't too far away. I mean, the angle there that you've seen on the screen doesn't do it justice. We were sort of behind it there, and you could see that he got the positioning right, just didn't get enough spin on it. Mind you, he didn't look up. Maybe he wasn't quite sure where the goal was. Maybe it was a little bit of guesswork in the shot. But
so the last time Cove FC played in the 2nd division in our local league, State League 1, was 2018, and they were relegated in 12th. Prior to that, they played since 2015 in that 2nd division. And they entered the league 2009, as we said. Their first season in the FSA leagues, they finished 10th in the 3rd division. And 3 years after that, so we might go back to this game. Ward puts the ball into the box for Trotter. And this cleared by Gaze, so I was going to go back to that, but obviously they came into the first in the FSA leagues 2009, 3 in the 3rd division. 3 years after that, they went down to 2 divisions, and they were obviously automatically promoted to the 2nd. They finished 4th in 2015 in the 2nd division, 5th in 2016, where they lost to Sturt in extra time of the final series. Following that, obviously relegated in 2018. In the last couple of years, 2022, they played in the final series after finishing 4th, beating Seaford. Here's Grant, looking to add to his tally on the left foot. Oliver Grant, deflected out from Birkin. They had some final series experience in the past. 2023, they finished 2nd last year, beat Uni 4-1 in aggregate, but eventually they lost to the champions in Salisbury over 2 legs. This year, they reversed that, and they won their first against Northern Demons 4-1, and then they finally beat the champions Pontian over 2 legs. Obviously 2022, when a couple of these players were still there, Connor Higgins was at the club. They finished 4th, beat Seaford 2-0, and they lost 3-1 to Western Strikers. So they've had some experience in the past, and finally it looks like this year is their year to create a success that they've been wanting for many years.
Yeah, certainly looking that way at this stage, isn't it?
Just on that, guys, as well, Matt Canny was looking a little bit gingerly, talking to Kitch on the bench there, but it looks like he's staying on, and he hasn't gone up for this corner. Beachy making it very clear to him to sort of stay back, just to risk not having to sprint back and do any further damage.
I think he wants to get his name on the score sheet again, take that man of the match medal maybe. Veach is more happy to keep his 15th clean sheet of the season.
Definitely.
And it looks like we might have subs on both sides, but we're going to see this corner come in first. Headed out. Jasim looks like he's going to take the strike.
I tell you what, Ben Trotter's done a fantastic job since he's gone back and sort of tried to nullify that aerial threat of the Cove on set pieces. He's won almost every header defensively there.
Looks like the ball's not gone out enough to make these subs, and Wegner's got on the ball in the middle of the park. Chip through an excellent ball for Ward. Skips
didn't quite get there, did he? But great idea.
I'm going to see double subs from both sides now. Wait to see who comes off, but coming on is Dimos Karagianis from Modbury Vista, made the late season switch from Adelaide Uni. Liam Miller as well is another one to come on. And it looks like it's going to be Cole to come off. And I'm waiting to see the other one. Looks like it's Trotter.
Cove also raiding a couple of substitutions. They've got Oscar Williams and Thomas Fogley down there ready to come on.
I don't think it's Trotter. I think it's somebody on the far side who's come off, actually. But
Lachlan Kusabs, by the looks of it, is walking around behind the goals.
Yeah, Lachlan Kusabs.
So Kusabs and Cole off, Karagianis and Miller on. Here's Papandrea. Jasim. Here's Karagianis. Gets his first few touches. Gets another one now. Handball from Oikar. Referee says no, but the Modbury Vista bench is right in front of that, and they're all convinced. Wait to see 2 more subs as well for Cove FC. And the ball goes out next. Shadar now. Looking for Miller. He finds Essex. Alexi Essex, pass one. Finds Karagiannis. Ward's touch has kept it alive. Coin, this is better from Bobby Vista. Karagiannis on the far side, he needs to put a cross in now. Goes 1v1 versus Oikawa, and he taps it over the sideline. I think we're going to see this sub now, Ben.
I'm not sure. Oh, hang on, here we go. Yep. Look, they were waiting.
Yeah, Thomas Foglier and Oscar Williams there for Cove waiting to come on. They've been there for a wee while.
Looks like the referee is waiting to see who's going to come off because the fourth officials put the board up, but nobody's coming over.
Callum Elms looks like he's making his way over. And Ollie Grant.
That's it. The two attackers for Cove FC, they've been influential in this game, is to say the least, David. The throw-ins, the set pieces,
yeah, absolutely.
The nod downs.
Yeah, no, both have been great. Both have played really well and left a mark in this final.
Very happy as well, giving the fist pumps to the crowd is Oliver Grant. Coming on as a like-for-like replacement as well. Tom Fogler, he's not afraid of the goals as well.
Yeah, two strikers for two strikers, right?
Here's Vista.
Fresh legs too.
Yep. He's fresh. He's looking for Williams on the far side. He's got a couple to deal with. What a ball he's put through to Fogler. This will be an introduction for Tom Fogler.
Tom Fogler. Oh, but what a pass. What a through ball by Visser, wasn't it?
Just getting his legs warm when he gets a chance like that.
Reverse pass. It took three players out. Well, Fogler will be disappointed he didn't do better, but there's Vista trying to play out the back.
He scored 10 goals this season, Tom Fogler. He is such an immense goal-scoring threat in this team, and when you have him and Grant up top there, you never know when the respite's going to come. Here's the top scorer of Vista, the second top scorer, sorry, Trotter, finding the top scorer in Wegner. Hasn't had a strike all day, unfortunately. Karagiannis looking for Ward. Coin, forced to go back. Starts to chill out a bit now, the weather that is.
It's getting cold down here, that's for sure.
Ball goes out on the far side. Not sure if there's any more subs ready by either team, but we've got the players on the park that have done the business at the moment. Just over 10 minutes away from a spectacular day in the sun for Cove FC. Winning the reserves earlier today, and now they might have the big one in the promotion final, David.
That's it. It'll be a double for them, won't it?
Deflected ball coming into the box. Canny clears. It'll be difficult for those selectors to pick a man of the match, David. I mean, there's players out there. Grant, Canny.
Yeah. Like we said before, it's really been an ensemble cast, hasn't it? They haven't got a player out there who's done much wrong. You know, it's been there's been a couple of players who've made a difference. You know, Kaiwa's been very good, Grant's been good, Ellen's been good, but
Oikawa, yeah,
right across the park, you know, they've really shown a bit of class. They've just been better than their opponents, and they deserve the win if they get it with 7 minutes to go.
As we did see as well, Oscar Williams coming on. He recovered from a hamstring injury earlier in the week to make the bench for this game, and he's obviously come on right now as well. He's such a threat as well. I'm sure more than anything he'll be happy to take home a Champions Winners medal. Here he is.
It's a quick recovery from a hamstring. It can take months sometimes.
You see he's got strapped up there, so maybe he's not going to go as many sprints as he would like, but he's definitely going to feature on the big stage. Probably
about giving each of them a run, you know. They probably feel that this game's possibly in the bag with 6 minutes to go and playing against the Modbury Vista side that really haven't threatened much, although here they come now.
Here's Wegner. He's always a threat. Tries to cut it back. Good save from Ryan Veach. He's had nothing to do. This is probably the first half.
I was just about to say, 3 minutes in, is that Veach's first save?
He made the one earlier where he tapped it back, I think, to Trotter's path, but in this half, that's definitely his first save. We look at the stats at the end of this game, but always a danger is Cooper Wegner. That's why he scored so many goals this season.
From memory, Vista didn't have a shot on goal through the first half, so that would indicate that Veach didn't have anything to do in the first half. But that was a save he had to make. But really, the angle was favouring him as the corner comes in.
Miller goes near post, cleared over the sideline by Michael Gaze.
Their set pieces haven't been the greatest tonight. Vista's either when they have had the opportunities, you've got to really make the most of those.
Again, Miller goes. This is a better delivery. Cleared far post. Just evades a couple of people. Karagiannis slaloming through the few of them, and he's taken out. It's a penalty, David. Bit of late drama here.
For the neutral onlooker. This
looks
could be
like
good. Something's happening down in the corner, but yeah, certainly.
It looks like there might have been a punch in the face there. Miller, and it looks like Canny as well. He's tussling to not give him that ball back, and I think the assistant referee and the referee have got something to look at here.
Certainly they're coming together, but look, penalty anyway, regardless of what the outcome of that little incident is.
Look at back on replay. It looks like Miller did get him in the upper jaw. I'm not sure if he made a meal of that Canny, but it's definitely a penalty more than anything. And Karagiannis has come on and he's going to take it.
Regardless, yeah, it's a penalty. 6 minutes to go. Is this Vista going to get a wee chance to come back into it?
It's a bit soft as well, if I mention. I mean, he might have taken out his feet there. Karagiannis is definitely adamant it's his. And he scored his only goal for Vista this season from the penalty spot since coming mid-season from Adelaide Uni. So he's got his name on the top of this one, Karagiannis. They're 3-0 down, but got plenty to go. A bit of out of time, I'm sure, as well. But he made it all himself. He slalomed through one or two players, kept going, and looks like the referee is going to maybe book Liam Miller. It's going to be a yellow for him.
A spicy little end to this encounter, eh? If it ends, I mean, if Vista get this and then press forward, who knows? Maybe we will get a wee bit extra time.
It's Dimos Karagiannis, the number 8, sporting the pink boots. Got his name on a very important penalty for Modbury Vista. If there's a lot more to go in this game, he might have sparked something here.
Well, this is an important penalty, isn't it? He scores this, it's game on. If he doesn't, then the problem is all over.
Karagiannis steps over the top of this. Wrong foots the keeper, puts it into the bottom corner. Veach gives him a shoulder after that as well. It's going to be a booking there for Veach. He's lost his clean sheet and he's lost his head with a red card. David, this is massive.
High drama at the end.
I told you he'd lost his clean sheet, but he's lost everything now. He's off in the grand final, David. A red card really late here.
He probably put the referee in a position where he didn't have a choice, you know. You can't do that. And off he goes, and we're in for an exciting final 6 minutes or something.
Just on that, guys, the Cove have used all their changes, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if the goalkeeper is exempt from that rule or not. You might want to check your stats there, Alicia.
Unfortunately, we haven't got a referee in our box here, but there's the red card to Ryan Veach, and he's shocked about that one. Modbury Vista players want to get this underway early.
That's why they know. Well, hang on. I don't know what's going on here. I think they've used their subs, I'm sure.
Well, they are bringing on.
They can't get any more subs.
They've brought Papandrea on. They've brought Vista on. Williams on. Foglia on. I don't know how many times they've made stops in the play. I think they might have one left. Immense drama here, David.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
They're going to make this up. I'm not sure. Veach is walking down the tunnel, but I think you're right, Ben. He's handing the shirt to him, is Gauchi. This is going to be a lot of time added on here as well. And it looks like it's going to be a player in goals here in this grand final. Who is it? Bendale, number 11, I think, maybe? Is it Williams?
See if you can grab that shirt, Ben.
I think it is Oscar Williams, the one who's just come back from a hamstring injury. He's going to have to step in between the sticks now.
Yeah, Oscar Williams, yeah.
So you were right, Ben. They've made all their substitutions. Yep. We've seen a player in goal, and it's all drama here.
Yeah, 10 players in the park, outfield player in goal, 5 minutes to go. Vista just score a penalty. They get 2 last-minute goals, and this is all back on again.
Gauchi on the sideline there, a bit of frustration as well, throwing his undershirt in anger. He wanted to make an appearance in this grand final, but I think for the Modbury Vista players, it's shoot on sight is what the coaches are telling him.
Absolutely.
So no clean sheet for Veach. He doesn't stay on as well. This is immense drama, David.
Yeah.
After you made that save as well.
Aye, absolutely, yeah.
Cove have got to hang on now. 3-1. 2 minutes of normal time to go. Playing with 10 players, and Modbury Vista looks like they've got the upper hand.
There's surely going to be 7 or 8 minutes of injury time away. Must be.
Especially just for that stoppage there. They didn't know what they could do on it.
We've had a couple of injuries, and we've had a goal celebration. We've had all that incident there around the penalty. So there must be 7, 8 minutes of injury time, right? We'll find out soon enough.
That's so unfortunate for Ryan Veach as well. I mean, I was going to tell Ben maybe you want to get an interview with him after the game, but after that, don't know if he's going to be let on the park. But There's still a lot to play for, and they've put themselves in the lead, and this is what you do it for. Last couple minutes, the other team's got to score 2 goals, and you've just got to hang on. They've got the experienced heads, we said. They've got Canny in there. They've got Finney in there as well. Fogley is up the top there. He might keep the ball at his feet a bit longer. And they might try and win some fouls now. Oitkawa goes for the switch. Flicked on by Vista. Got a bit of pace about him to keep this alive, and he gets the ball as well with a sliding challenge. But the defence of Birkin has kept it as a goal kick.
It sort of all coming back from that whole corner altercation, didn't it, before with Liam Miller?
Yeah,
And Matt Kenny.
there was a little bit of tension, wasn't there, leading up to it, Ben, you're right. But here come Vista playing with a bit more urgency now. Playing with the urgency they probably should have played with in the first 88 minutes.
Here's Karagiannis, he started this. Wegner gets a touch away. Here's Coyne, the captain. Josh Coyne clears with his feet, does young Oscar Williams.
The crowd celebrating every save the keeper makes, or every involvement that he makes.
This game's really woken up, hasn't it? It's taken 88 minutes, but it's really woken up.
Here's Trotter. Lays it back for Karagiannis. With a 1-2. Trotter's got to put this in the box. He finds Essex instead. Wegner with the strike. He's going to stay in with Cockhodge.
10 minutes.
10 minutes of added time, David. Ball comes in the box again. They've left it for Trotter, and he just leaves it with a swipe as well.
Oh, you've got to be better than that, son.
Jassim can only clear to Ward. Karagiannis goes past him. The referee's in the way of Essex now. Here's Foglia. Papandrea goes long. Again, Ward's in the way. You've got to get forward here. Coyne is very deep for my liking. Here's Cockhodge. Goes 1v1. Has that ball gone out for a corner? It has. This is very dangerous. If they can swing this ball in close to the keeper, anything can happen. Here's this earlier chance where Trotter just stepped over the ball. He might have bounced up on him where he didn't expect. 10 minutes of added time, David. You're going to see this clock go for another 10.
Super.
This ball's going to be dangerous in the box. The keeper's got a hand to it, though. That's spectacular from Oscar Williams, David.
He could end up the man of the match, couldn't he?
Just had the same thing, David. If he doesn't concede a goal in this next 10 minutes, give him the medal.
Another clearance. You've got to say for the young man as well, getting a hand in that, especially on a set piece like that, with all those numbers and tall timber in the box. It's fantastic. It's got a lot more to go, though.
It's almost like we're getting our extra time, isn't it?
Karagiannis has got to put this ball in the box soon. Kept it alive. Here's Miller. He started a bit of that melee. Might have a strike. Wins it on the second. Coyne to Miller. His shot.
That's what they've got to do. They've just got to shoot, get the shots on target, and really test Williams in the goal. He's got my full support and sympathy, Williams, but Vista have really got to do this for the last 10 minutes. Just really test him. If they get one.
Composed goalkeeping, though, letting that go past the post. So maybe he's got some experience in between the sticks, David.
Well, I guess he's the one they've picked as being the best of the outfield players that's suited for this, so maybe he is.
Here's Miller. Takes it past Oitkawa. Still going, Miller and Oitkawa. Higgins. Still got a bit of run left in him. Tries to find Fogler. He could have finished it all off. But that ball is just a bit too far ahead of him. Still got a long time to go here. Saw a red card last night, David. Saw a red card today, both in the last couple of minutes of the game.
Got to feel a wee bit for Cove's substitute goalkeeper, Jed Gauchi, haven't you? He's got a grand final, goalkeeper sent off, and he can't go on because they've already made all their substitutions. So,
I mean, he had his success earlier today. He played in the reserves. He was telling me in the warm-up he saved a penalty as well. So they won in their game. So he's had enough, I think, today. And I think if he can get away with another championship medal without playing, I'm sure he's not going to complain.
No, but you'd probably rather be on than not. When they've made all their substitutions, they didn't have a choice. Yeah,
well, I did see as well he was quite frustrated. He threw his undershirt, and now it's Wegner goes for the strike.
Oh dear.
And of all people, someone on the edge of the box with 25 goals this season, you've got to expect him to put that on target.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got to be better than that. They've really got to test Williams in goal if they're going to get something out of this, and having a swing like that from there and having that go out in the full, almost to the corner flag is disappointing.
Interesting thing as well, we're talking about Williams coming back from a hamstring injury. I think he's kicking this with his right, so I'm lucky that he's not kicking this and getting injured more, but see how long these can go.
Decent kick.
He's definitely get a lot of distance on him.
Yeah,
that's for
yeah,
sure.
decent kick. He's got to try and make that distance. He'll just be wanting to get rid of it, won't he, Ben? He'll just be wanting to get as far away from himself as he can. Yeah.
The
atmosphere's really picked up, hasn't it? It's great.
Every single Cove player on the bench is standing and shouting.
Cheddar now goes long, looking for Trotter. He's got to get his head on this one time or another. Karagianis getting himself more on the ball, more involved as he's come on.
What the fans don't see is the clock ticking down. We've got that on our screen. We're in the 5th minute now, so still 5 minutes to go.
Gaze again does well on that right full back side. He's had a great game all day. Puts himself in front of the ball, wins the foul, and slows things down for Cove.
That's what they want to do. Break it down, take the pace out of it, take the intensity out of it, and take their time to get play restarted.
They won't be in a hurry to take this either, will they?
No, they'll slow it right down.
Just found out as well that Ryan Veach doesn't get a medal if he gets sent off in this game.
Unconfirmed, but yeah, it seems that that might be the rule. It would be very unfortunate, wouldn't it? I mean, having played all season, being part of the winning squad, you know, the thought that not getting a medal seems a bit harsh. Because he's been there all year.
I can't remember from last night if.
What happens to squad members who played this year but aren't in the part of the squad for the final? Do they not get a medal?
They normally get about 20 medals, I think.
Oh, he clipped there. Cynical.
Papandrea as well. He's in the book now.
I thought it might have been the second yellow then for a minute.
I'm not quite sure. I'm sure the referee would know himself in his book, but we just see that back on replay. Yeah, cynical as well, that one from Papandrea. Just came across him, threw his leg at him.
Professional foul, eh? Free kick for Vista.
He's definitely going to put this on target. The way he's set up for this one.
He's going for it. Flow it up.
I think the commentary is it's too far out for Ronaldo to think about it. I think it might be too far out for Miller.
We'll see. Here he comes, left foot. Oh, that's poor.
Gets a second opportunity.
Takes too long and then puts it away. Oh, yeah. If you're going to do that, man. That's disappointing.
Well, it was too far out for him. Couldn't even lift it on that first occasion.
Yeah.
On the second occasion, he lifted it too much.
Yeah. I reckon Alexi Essex would have felt aggrieved then because I thought he would have signed himself up for that one.
Yeah, and that's a sub on with fresh legs. It was a lazy-looking second effort, wasn't it?
I'm sure even if he doesn't get a medal, I'm pretty sure the teams, they do get extra medals, so I'm sure they might just give one to him. And in all case, I think he's just going to get the trophy and take a picture with it himself anyway. Got a long time before that, though. Now Trotter. Errant boot. He's down. Higgins goes long. Over the sideline. Karagianis just behind Ward there. Goes long to Wegner. Hit his heels. Ward, though, he's got to put this in the box. He's driving now. Goes far post. Hodge was there. Was he offside? I don't know. Miller comes in with a sliding challenge. He's won it.
Yeah, he did. He got the ball.
And again, a clearance all the way only back to Cheddar. We'll keep this alive.
That was also an interesting challenge by Miller because he got the yellow card before in that altercation.
Slow again, Vista.
That one was by Coyne. And Papandrea can only clear as far as Griffiths. Into the 8th minute of added time here. A goal would change everything, David.
It would make the last 3 minutes that we've got everything to play for. Oh, dear.
Bit sloppy there, Karagianis.
That's kind of been a lot of Vista's play, though, through the second half, through the first half even. Just a bit sloppy, not intense enough, and heavy touch, and then doesn't recover.
In my opinion, he threw a skill in there that he really didn't need to.
No way.
Put himself under so much more pressure after getting that skill, trying to dig the ball out of his feet again, and he's put it too far ahead of himself. Yeah. So it's the creator of his own downfall that time, and now Canny's on top of this. You reckon he'll have a strike?
Why not?
I've seen him score one screamer today. I thought he might have been injured, so it looks like he might put this in the corner for Foglia. Lets it bounce. Ward's come there ahead of him. Foglia puts it back into him, and he's won the throw-in. Now Ward finds out about that as he turns around. And they're going to take as long as they can for this throw-in. Just about to hit the 9th minute of added time. Is it all but too late, David?
I'd say so. I think they had their chances, you know, into the sort of last 12 minutes that we've played, the 10 minutes of injury time plus the 2 minutes after the penalty. I think Vista had their chances. Well, they did have their chances, but they're just very wasteful, very profligate in front of goal with those shots being way off target. You know, still not really testing the goalkeeper, which has been the story of the night for them. And you know, I think Cove are probably going to deserve this victory when the final whistle blows in about a minute's time.
It's been a 6-year wait to reach the 2nd division of local league football in South Australia. And they've only got about 20 seconds to hold on. I think they might do it here. Ball goes long. Fogler keeps it in this half. Wegner. At least he's got it into the attacking half, so the referee can't stop it, but it's just headed back into there.
Well, hesitancy again, but they get away with it, Vista.
And that's it. It's full time. Their wait is over, and Cove FC are promoted to State League 1. What a game and what a spectacle in front of us. The coaching staff and the players go wild, David. And they've waited a long time for this.
Absolutely.
And they've deserved it all well and truly.
Yeah, absolutely. A fine performance. They were a better team on the night, weren't they? And promotion is theirs. They're up to State League 1 next year, Cove. And for Modbury Vista, they remain in State League 2. And the players are very distraught. You can see that. But look, at the end of the day, I think the better team won on the night. And we'll see if maybe Ben Dale can grab someone for an interview down there if he gets a chance. But yeah, I think the better team won on the night, don't you, Alessio?
100%. I mean, they put themselves in the position that early in the first half to create a 3-goal lead, that whatever happened in the last few minutes of melee and interesting play, it led them to get there. We see the stats on the board now. 1 shot on target from Modbury Vista. I don't know if that counts the penalty, but no corners in the whole game is unbelievable, David, to me.
Yeah,
2 shots altogether. I mean, Cove FC came out, played the game of their lives in a big game, a grand final, their first in NPLSA league history, and they've just provided such a spectacle in front of these fans who've just built up for the game behind this game as well. We'll see if Ben Dale can get anybody down there, maybe the coach. Or
with us, played a number of games, so many games, been a fantastic stalwart of the game in this state, down south in particular. How much does this mean to you?
Oh, to be honest, mate, I don't even have words. It doesn't matter what level you do it at, you know, State League 1, NPL, they all mean the same, and you get that same feeling. And we laugh, we never do it the easy way, and tonight was no different, but mate, I don't even have words. It's amazing.
Well done, congratulations. And yourself and Kitch obviously have a great relationship. You've had plenty of success before. Getting back together with him again this season, what did that mean to you?
He's the only person who could have got me here, to be honest with you. I would do anything for that man, and yeah, he's the way he can get his players to play a role. He's amazing, and yeah, he's the only one that could have got me here, and it's the best thing I've ever done. I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Ask him where that goal came from, Ben.
Look, we'll talk about the goal because I remember you scoring some valuable goals for Panthers in the days, but keeping a clean sheet would have been great as well. But this goal, what did that mean to you, the goal today?
Oh, it's funny, I actually dreamed of scoring a good goal, but probably not like that. But yeah, I mean, obviously first goal, first blood in final, as you know, it's so important. And to score it early, I think it set the tone. Obviously disappointing what happened at the end there, but I think it was a comfortable 3-0 win, which we should have done. We shouldn't have made it hard for ourselves, but it's the beauty of a final in an unbelievable complex. It's the beauty of it, and I guess as you're neutral, it would have been a pretty exciting last 15.
It sure was. Look, I'm not sure what else the boys want to say to you. I know you want to get amongst the lads. Probably haven't even hugged the Kitch yet. So, look, fantastic achievement. You've been a fantastic player, and congratulations. Well done. Enjoy it. Well done. Well done.
Fantastic insight there from the captain of Cove. He's brought them to the State League 1, a 6-year hiatus. See if you can maybe get Oliver Grant, another one who contributed to this fantastic win, Ben. If you can see him if he's out there, I'm not sure.
Who did you want?
Oliver Grant, if you could find him. Or maybe even the keeper of Oscar Williams.
Yeah, go over and grab them. They're all gathering together. Get yourself in there, Ben. Get yourself right in there. Grab that cameraman and go for a walk.
The last thing they want's me hanging around. I think they're enjoying it at the moment as well, so I might just give them a bit of time to celebrate.
Yeah, no, look, it was a great last sort of 10 minutes, wasn't it? And what a finish for young Williams there, coming in as the goalkeeper, an unexpected goalkeeper in the place of Gauchi, and
Ryan Veach, maybe if he's allowed on the pitch, so maybe if he doesn't get a medal, he can get an interview, David.
Possibly, yeah.
Maybe you want to go there with. I'm not sure if you can, but
I would love to speak to Vici, but he could be highly strung on emotions at the moment, so it might not be the greatest idea.
That's all right. But anyway, on reflection, Alessio, what a final 10, 15 minutes that we had there, eh?
Well, we knew this game was going to create drama. If it wasn't one way, it was going to be the other. Unfortunately, it wasn't the comeback that a lot of people deserve. We'll see some of these early goals as well. This is the first Canny goal that started it all. He got the flick on. Don't know if you can call that an assist from Grant, but he'll take it if it's a goal like that. Canny with an absolute pile driver into the top left corner. We're going to see this back, and I'm sure he's going to replay it millions of times on replay as well. That got it underway. The captain.
I don't know where the camera's on, but anyway, we'll get amongst you. We'll look up towards the big screen there. And Ollie, like, fantastic. You've had a great season this year. You've been at the Cove before. You've come back. How much did this mean to you today's game?
Oh, honestly, everything, mate. Like the reason I came back was obviously I love the club and came back. I've got some of my best mates here, and to do it with them, like, honestly, it's a dream come true. And
you've worked with Kitch before. I've mentioned Kitch a few times because he is the promotion specialist over the years. He's done some fantastic work at Nollunga, Panthers, Cove now as well. Getting back together with him this year?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was at White City and he's the assistant there, so obviously knew him there and knew what he was about. And when he reached out, had a chat with him, and it was a no-brainer really to go back there. Like, obviously, he's great to play under. He's so motivational, and obviously he's got the best out of us all. So yeah, it was good. And
the commentators asked about the celebration. Obviously, fantastic to go on the score sheet. The celebration, talk to us.
Yeah, so my partner is pregnant, due on the 18th of September, so not long now. So it was touch and go. I was a bit nervous that potentially the baby would come today. So, mate, happy.
What would you have done?
Oh,
that celebration.
Don't get you in trouble.
Don't get me in trouble, mate. But obviously, probably would have had to go to the birth. But happy that I can do both. It's worked out perfectly, mate. Like 2024 is the year, so.
Excellent. Congratulations. Go and enjoy it with the boys, and well done again.
You're going to see if you can maybe try and get Oscar Williams, the sub-keeper, if he's in there.
That's a good idea.
See if he wants it. See if you can ask if he's had any goalkeeper experiences.
With us, yep, and a nerve-wracking last 10 minutes for you, but your clearances from the goal kicks. Wow.
Yeah, I've been practicing those at training just in case. Yeah.
And how did you feel in there that last 10 minutes?
Pretty good. I had a few nervy moments when they had that free kick real close. I was wondering if it's going to go over my head, but no, I used to goalkeep a little bit in futsal, so.
And the save from the corner was outstanding.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that was a good one. At least I had one.
And the injury leading into the game as well, or?
Yeah, I had a bit of a hamstring injury the past month, but so I wasn't sure when I'd come on or not. But then he called me to come on. I was happy to get the minutes, and then straight away, pretty much in goal. So.
Well done. I mean, like I say, it was an edgy. Well, for the spectators, the last 10 minutes would have been exciting. Not so much for you, but you got the job done. Well done.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Well done.
Is anyone else you want, David? I was going to say maybe Scott Harrison. He's been at the club such a long time, back in the big time with them, the second division. If you could maybe find Scott Harrison. I think he's got the bib on there.
You're getting your work cut out for you tonight, aren't you, Ben? Running around like a sheepdog down there.
Scotty, you've got 2 seconds. Sorry, you'll get your medal in a minute, but congratulations. And you came off near the end. You looked a little bit disappointed, but you put in a good shift. But what does that mean to you?
You always want to play as much football as you can, but yeah, I'm just absolutely ecstatic to be promoted and win the grand final. So I did my part for the team, and then let the boys finish it off.
And as you said, you want to be on the pitch at the end there, but that last 10 minutes, being on the sidelines thinking, oh no, goodness me.
And I'm pretty sure the fourth official told me to sit down about 10 times, but sometimes in situations like that it's pretty hard. But nah, it was tough from the sideline, but you know, massive belief in these boys to see the job out, and we did.
Well, they said from round 7 to 11 you conceded 3 goals a game, but on this occasion, from then you've been on an unbeaten run for quite a bit, so it's a lot of confidence going into the grand final.
Yeah, we were confident, but not overconfident. We knew it was going to be a tough game. You know, they beat Pontiac for a reason, so. But we did our job, and lucky enough we did it in the first half, and then we could cruise in the second half. So.
And next season, you're looking forward to having a crack at State League 1?
100%. Yeah, I love this club. I've spent a long time here, so as long as I'm wanted, I'll be around.
Well done. Congratulations. Enjoy. Well done.
Just see there as Kentara Oikawa wins the man of the match, David. He had a fantastic game from start to finish.
He did.
Played the whole game as well, and he just was immense throughout.
Yeah, he did. He had a great first half, a little bit quiet in the second half, but by the time the second half came round, Cove were well and truly in control. But a great game from him.
Going through the players now, Harry Applin got another promotion. Promoted with Seaford in 2017. He's got another one. The captain, of course, Matt Canny. He's got so many to his name with South Adelaide in the past. Elms with Cumberland. They're all adding to them today. Finney as well with South Adelaide in the past. Foglia with South Adelaide. Gauchi as well, he's played in the NPL, played in the State League 1 and 2. Gaze, 11th game of the season, and doing it on a venue like this has got to be something the dreams are made out of.
Yeah, these players are all very familiar to you, of course, Alessio, through your time playing in State League 2 this season. As a team, Cove, were they among the top teams that you feel you played against this year? I mean, obviously they didn't win it; they finished second in the ladder, but a very strong side from your perspective.
Well, a championship team's a championship team. They were built from start to finish with players throughout the park, and that's what you do. From the first game of the season, winning 3-1 against us, to winning the last game 3-1, it just goes to show the continuity of this team and the success they've had throughout the season.
Yeah.
Only had that little blip between round 7 and 11, as we mentioned, but throughout this league, scored goals, conceded less goals, and that's why they're here, and that's why they're champions of this league.
Yeah. You know, I mean, we speak obviously about the Cove. They've just won this game, that's them up, but Modbury Vista, you know, commiserations to them. They were 4th in the ladder at the end of the home and away season, and they'll be deflated, but they can be proud of themselves through this year, wouldn't you say? And they'll look to rebuild next year and maybe have another crack towards the end of the year. From your perspective, you felt Vista were a decent enough side this year as well?
Oh, of course. I mean, that Vista team, as we said in the statistics as well, over the last few years, 2020, 2023 and this year, they've been in and around the final series, in and around the top 4 all those times as well. They're a very new club, as we mentioned, only in the state leagues since 2017, so they've got such a long journey to go. And if they can build more teams like this, they're going to have success in the future for sure.
Yeah.
The build-up is always enjoy it. They do a phenomenal job at a phenomenal facility. Enjoy the build-up, and it sort of led to this moment, and it feels amazing.
Talk us through the top story of the road. As we said before, plenty of silverware today. It's not just you guys who have won grand finals today, but plenty of other teams here. More silverware on the way, hopefully in 2025.
Yeah, I think it shows the quality of the team. You've got the reserve side who's picked and ready as well. It's phenomenal effort there. It's always hard on the reserve side, it's changing every week. And I guess as a club, we couldn't get a better position to go up in State League 1 with the reserve side who's dominated that league one final. And yeah, we feel that we're in a good position to play in the league.
Steve Kitchen come forward once again. We've got the champions pennant as well. See the chant again. They are going up to State League 1 in 2025. Make some noise, Cove fans.
Such a successful team, as I said, the reserves as well, winning as champions. They're going to have so much success next year, and we'll wait for this lift.
Here they go.
Beach has got in there as well. He's not got his medal, as we didn't expect, but the last stat of the day that I wanted to did tell you.
There's more, Alessio?
Champions of State League 2. You can see how much it means to all of them. Kissing that trophy. For some of them, this is the first time they got their hands on it. Some of those youngsters, Higgins, you see there, Jassim, Williams, Gaze. And they're surrounded by a man who's done it plenty of times, Oliver Grant. Now they're going to be in the 2nd division of the state for the first time in 6 years. What a journey it's been. They've got the new facility as well this year, David. Goes to show that the club's going in the right direction. Your reserves are doing well, your senior team's doing well, and you've got 4 fantastic pitches at the Southern Sports Facility as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, started out way down at Shido Park Primary School in 1983. Following year, moved into the recreation ground at Hallett Cove. Changed their name to the Cove from Hallett Cove, and in 2009 moved into the FSA Leagues competition. And yeah, great to see them building on all of that history and all of that legacy. And State League 1 for them next year. It'll be interesting to see how they go. Once
They
against the likes of South Adelaide that you mentioned before, a big derby for them now.
If they can make signings like that, you just saw him go past it. Oit Carl, he came midway through the season, as did a couple of other players. Applin as well. Higgins, he's come back. So if they can make more subs like that, more signings like that midway through the season, then I'm sure they're going to have more success in State League 1.
Yeah. There's Ollie Grant, my namesake. No relation though. Had a couple of years up the hills with the Hawks. That's where I sort of first came across the guy, but very good player.
Wonder if they're going to get a picture of all the South boys, maybe ex-South boys. Maybe they'll get a picture there.
Jeez.
You're going to jump in that one, Ben?
No. But they'll be looking forward to playing them next year, no doubt.
There'll be feisty encounters, won't they, Ben? I mean, you're a local down that way. What will that derby mean for the soccer community, or the football community, should I say, down that way?
Yeah, well, as you said, it's still a relatively new derby. You know, it's not as much history as the Seaford-Noarlunga derby, but there certainly is a lot because players do move between the two clubs quite regularly. And obviously you've got Kitch there as well, who's coach there, and so on. Matt Canny, captain and ex-captain of Panthers. So there's a lot of relationship, a lot of tightness and a lot of history between the two clubs already. So yes, they'll be massive next season. I reckon maybe a round one blockbuster if they get the fixturing scheduling correct.
That's true. I mean, they do like to do that for the derbies.
Yeah.
So could be on the cards. It's like, I think that's either Vista or Williams is joined by his brother who won the reserves one just before as well. I think it might be Williams. Maybe, do you want to get one last one with a coach, Ben?
Yeah, let's do that, yeah.
See if you can find him. And I think the cameraman's down there as well, if he's still out there. But
Had a little bit of trouble finding him, but I think Ben's tracked him down now.
Well, he is deaf. I have to say, well done, mate. Congratulations. I already said congratulations, but no, well done. You're the promotion. What's the word? Promotion expert?
Yeah.
League winning expert? State league winning expert? State league coach of the year multiple times? But what does this mean to you?
Mate, it means everything to me after 5 years of not coaching and just watching, going to games. I've had the bug for 3 years. I couldn't get a gig anywhere.
I wouldn't say you couldn't get a gig. You could have if you wasn't, bud.
You know, the Cove, so much potential, so much to offer, and that was for me. They brought me in. They said we want to win it. They didn't say we want to do well. They said we want to win it. And I said, I want to win it. So, you know, this is just a fantastic reward for the effort. As you know, as a coach, Benny, what you put in, it just drains you. And by the end of it, I am drained. But what a feeling, mate.
It's got to be worth it. A match made in heaven. They want to win it. You want to win it.
Yeah, we bought the right crew. All the players I've bought, I've had associations with. Matt Canny, 18 years ago, 14-year-old. 16-year-old who gave me his first game for Panthers. Now we're winning the State League 2 together, and it's just a fantastic feeling, mate. Hard to describe.
There's so many more things I could say to you right now, but I know you want to get in that change room, sing the song, enjoy 100%. The moment and stuff like that. But mate, couldn't happen to a better person.
Thank you so much. I love you, Benny.
Well done.
Thanks, Ben. We've been given the wind-up here, aren't we, Alessio?
Yep, that's it here for the State League 2 Grand Final. It was a spectacular encounter ahead of us. I'm sure they're going to be replaying that for years to come, David.
Absolutely.
That's all from us in the commentary booth. Games still continue though. State League 1 Grand Final just following this. Won't be long before that starts.
Don't go anywhere, folks. There's another one coming up.
Thank you for joining me, guys. That's it from us.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.